Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I'm telling you, the internet's has really decided that the way we heard music is not the way we should have heard the music. Robin Adele Anderson, she's at it again.
Okay, now you finally know who she is. Put some respect on that woman's name, BJ.
Hey, well, she's the one telling me that the way I heard music's not the way I'm supposed to hear. It should have been different. So her and her postmodern jukebox people, you know those folks, right?
Those peeps.
You know those people.
Put some respect on the name and it becomes that.
Yeah. Boy, listen, you know what? I got some respect. So she did what she did, and they did, is another jazzy version of an iconic song, and I think this is probably the way it should have been done. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know what song you're talking about.
Oh, you don't, do you? Well, when you hear it, you're going to realize BJ's right again. This time, she's backed by a jazz quintet, and she's reimagining Ace of Spades by Motorhead.
If you like to gamble, I'll tell you I'm your man. Win some, lose some, it's all the same to me.
Oh, yeah, this is perfect.
The pleasure is to play. It makes no difference what you say.
It's okay.
I don't share your greed. The only card I need is the ace of spades. Ace of spades.
It's not bad. It's fine. Just when I hear that song, I want to hear Lemmy. I mean, I want to hear the real version. You can't make that song any better than what it already is.
The thing is that I definitely could hear this as just like a jazzy song from the 30s. The lyrics and everything. I'm your ace of spades. I mean, it sounds like what a jazz singer would say.
Everything about it is great.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you just don't mess with Lemmy.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize.
Sacrilege.
We crossed.
Lemmy's God, after all. Remember, we've heard that.
Oh,
Did you not watch Airheads?
I did not know. You don't. I have not even. Oh, okay. You know what? Sometimes there are lines you don't see, and then all of a sudden you've crossed them, and oh boy,
just don't F with Lemmy.
Yeah, just don't F with Lemmy.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, I did.
That was awesome. I mean, she's great. Everything that she does is awesome.
Yeah. And the whole thing looks great too. It's like, I don't know if she does tours. Like if does she?
Well, I know that Postmodern Jukebox have toured. I think they did the Paramount before the pandemic hit. But I don't know if they're planning on touring again. But I was thinking that too. Like, she should just do a tour of all these covers, and I think they would sell out like a Paramount-sized theater.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because I mean, first of all, if you like jazz, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a jazz aficionado to know whether
you aren't.
No, I mean to know how good it is. You know what I mean? It sounds good to me, but I don't know music, so I don't know if she's considered a hack or if she's actually considered very good.
Well, good news. They'll be coming to the Paramount Theater November 2nd.
There you go, BJ. Buy your tickets.
I'm your ace of spades. Come on, baby.
Which is a Wednesday.
Now, are they doing? Is it her doing her own songs, or is she going to be covering these things?
It's the whole Postmodern Jukebox, so I'm not sure.
Thanks, Vicky. That was a vague answer to a question that you probably shouldn't have known, because you're probably just reading the article, right?
I'm just reading the event ticket center.
What color dress will she be wearing? Because Steve and I will not go if she doesn't wear the black dress.
Oh, I was going to say sparkly.
Okay, so that's...
I just texted the lady she make her own original music instead of remaking good songs into jazzy crap.
All right, well, there you go. That's what you call an art. That's someone who appreciates good art right there.
So I don't disrespect the talent, but please leave that song alone. My ears are bleeding.
Wow. All righty then. Yeah. Boy, Steve, that's just like you. Don't mess with Lemmy.
After that song, BJ, you just lost a high-paying customer. LOL.
Oh, really? Okay.
They want to speak to our manager.
Oh, now does that mean you're a customer who pays that's very high, or you pay a lot of money as a customer?
Well, it's the Pacific Northwest. I think he's just stoned.
That's a stone paying customer.
Things.
Yeah.
at places.
Yeah, there we go. Do we have paying customers? I had no idea because I
Oh, you
thought-
aren't getting a
really
check from the listeners?
I'll have to check my Patreon account because I'm pretty sure I don't have one. But maybe somebody created one. For me.
It's on my Fansly. You could check it out.
Oh, you got a Fansly account?
Yeah, I could get approved for OnlyFans. I went with Fansly.
Fansly, hey, it's better than nothing.
They give us a good deal.
Yeah, they gave you a good deal. That's the. You know what? Isn't that?
Now I want to just hear the Motorhead version just to cleanse my palate.
Oh wow! All right. You know what? I'll see what I can do for you. We got a cop. How about this? We have a cop that got into it with a goat. And I don't think we're talking Tom Brady, right?
No.
Okay. Steve is going to tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
At Gaia Herbs, we work ridiculously hard, so our herbs work ridiculously hard for you. That's why instead of making gummies with refined sugar, we developed our own organic fruit-based formula, and why we handpick our leaves off our ginkgo trees to avoid whatever's on the ground, and why we test and retest everything in the lab for maximum potency, because the harder we work, the harder our herbs work for you. Explore our herbs at GaiaHerbs.com/hardestworking. That's GAIA herbs.com/hardestworking. Gaia Herbs, the hardest working herbs on earth.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, guys. And thanks to KISW for giving us the Migs Report. And I chuckle because, I get the email and text alerts whenever my wife makes a on-demand purchase on Xfinity.
Oh.
And I'm always like, okay, what was Tatum in the mood to watch? Today it was Peppa Pig, Sandcastles, the movie. Oh. So we just purchased that for $7.
Boy, remember the days when you ordered different kind of movies on demand without anybody knowing?
It's so great. I know. It's always funny. So you guys watching Peppa Pig? How'd you find out? I get the damn email alerts every time. It's that or Paw Patrol. So I hope they're enjoying
So Peppa Pig's got on-demand programs. So they have pay stuff as well as free stuff, huh?
They've got everything, DJ.
Wow.
You watch the stuff that's on demand, just the free stuff, but then there's sometimes these certain specific episodes or movies, quote unquote, they're hour-long shows.
Boy,
to me personally, they don't feel any different than the ones that we watch that are the free episodes. But for somehow, in some way, shape, or form, Tatum notices the difference. I think she sees the dollar signs I'm going to shake mom and dad out of $7.
Yeah, that's it.
So anyway, happy Peppa Pig Sandcastles Day, everybody. It's also a day that you're not very good at, BJ.
What's that?
You tried it with your son and Vicky to be a matchmaker, and it didn't work, but today is National Matchmaker Day.
Oh, you're right. I tried it with Annabelle, and I tried a lot of people with Joey D's. It just didn't work.
No.
And look at his own track record. Is it me or is it maybe him?
Wow. Ouch. I'm sorry to hear that, Joe.
I'm just asking for a friend.
Who's that friend?
Me.
Okay.
I feel like I could be a good matchmaker if I had, somebody to work with.
It's also National Willing to Lend a Hand Wednesday. So I guess there's plenty of great deals to celebrate this over at some massage parlors on Aurora. You can do your own internet search to find out where.
That's Lend a Hand Day to you, huh?
I don't know.
Okay.
Also National Trail Mix Day. Trail mix is awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't had trail mix in years.
But my idea of trail mix is the ones that are really just full of peanut butter cups.
Sure.
M&Ms.
The Reese's trail mix is amazing. There's it's pretzels, little mini peanut butter cups, and M&Ms.
Hey, that chocolate gives you energy, okay?
It does. And it's got a pretzel.
I wonder what the original trail mix is made of. If we would even like it. Whoever came up with it, because I imagine it's for on the trail, you're hiking.
Yeah.
And that's the idea. And yet I bet, would we even eat it?
Oh, I'm sure. I definitely a little bit different than a little mini peanut butter cups in there. But I would imagine it had maybe a little piece of chocolate, some sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Did it really?
It says traditional is granola, dried fruit, nuts, and sometimes candy.
Sometimes candy.
Yeah.
I bet the hardcore people don't throw the candy in there.
See, my type of trail mix, all the time candy.
Exactly. Yeah, see,
my kind of trail mix would be Smarties, Sour Patch Kid, one of those gummy worms.
Don't hear much granola in there.
No.
Yeah, I don't really hear that.
No. Why put that in the way of a good time?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this Alabama cop where I don't think this happens very often in places like Seattle, maybe even in New York or San Francisco. But this Alabama cop had a little bit of an issue trying to serve some documents at a house. only to go back to the car to get the paperwork and notice that a goat was eating the paperwork.
Okay.
And here's the audio of the cop trying to get the goat out of his car so he could stop eating the paperwork.
Are you kidding me? Get out. Huh. There's nothing to eat in there. Get out of there. Don't eat that. Come on. Come on. Get out.
City folks just don't get it.
You know,
Get out.
That sounds very much like Sarah whenever she tries to get me away from the dessert bar.
I do love the goat was in the front seat. Probably trying to turn on the sirens.
Oh, sure.
Goats and children love sirens.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Oh, that cop, are you kidding me? I got to get a city job. This is ridiculous.
Right? This is annoying. You got to deal with this goat eating the paperwork. You know what wasn't annoying yesterday?
What's that?
Your Seattle Mariners.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I think they're still scoring. Yeah. It is, what a great time to play the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
We were up like 6-0 right away, practically.
Yeah, it was nuts. That inning was such a fun inning.
Yeah, well, Cal Raleigh, he had a 6-run third inning with a solo home run, and a bunch of other Mariners had some runs as well. Ty France had a few hits, including his 16th home run.
Yeah.
Carlos Santana had a 2-run home run. George Kirby pitched really well. I mean, he didn't have to do much. I mean, they already had a good lead for him, but still, I mean, he had 5 scoreless innings. He gave up 3 runs at the end of the game, which really pissed me off just because I wanted to see them win 9-0. But, that's just being selfish.
What are you going to do?
I blame myself for that one because I was like, oh, look, the game's on. I switched it to as 9-0, and I was like, oh, I better change it right now because I don't want them to score. And then immediately afterwards, I get the notification, they scored. And I was like,
Danny.
Yeah, see? You shouldn't have looked.
I need to forget that the Mariners are playing every day.
Right. Just check around midnight every day to see how they do because they're playing again at 4 o'clock. So wait till like 8 o'clock.
All right.
Before you start checking up on the Mariners.
And, of course, it's early because, they're in Detroit, so that's nice.
Yeah, that is always nice. Hopefully the Mariners' winning ways continue as we make a push for the postseason.
Yeah.
Push for the postseason.
Push it real good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hopefully we don't have to deal with any idiot fans, trying to steal balls from kids. I don't know if you heard the latest story. There was a guy celebrating his 18th birthday at a Royals-Padres game.
All right.
And he caught a Juan Soto home run ball, but then had the ball yanked out of him by some jerk that came by just running. I don't understand that. Like, I know 18 is not like a young kid, but still, person caught the ball, let them enjoy the ball. Don't steal the ball from them.
That's not fair play.
And here's actually a news report talking about it has video of the guy stealing it, plus an interview with the kid that originally caught it.
Telling my friend that went with me, I was like, Juan Soto's going to hit one to me. Just watch.
Soto belts it into deep right center field. Gone.
From the crack of the bat, I knew it was coming right to me, so I stood up in my seat and snagged it right out of the air, and it felt pretty awesome. I was just kind of scared. I didn't know what on earth was going on. I just wasn't trying to fight him for it.
It was kind of a bad situation, but all in all, it turned into something really good.
And what good that was is that the Royals gave him 2 signed balls.
Oh.
One of which was autographed by Juan Soto.
Wow.
And they also hooked him up with every bobblehead that the Royals gave out this year.
Okay, you know
they
what?
only gave out 1, but still, it's every... No, I'm kidding. I don't know how many bobbleheads they gave out.
Yeah, this is... I got a conspiracy theory.
What is it? You think it's his friend?
Oh, yeah.
They're in cahoots?
Oh, definitely, because you get tightened up when bad stuff happens to you.
Maybe it's that Zach Hampel guy. I don't know if you've seen. He's been trending on the internet because he's like a guy that goes to a bunch of baseball games all across the country and he collects foul balls. But some people believe that he's taking them from kids, and so he's been like getting beat up about that. Even the Portland Pickles jokingly put on their social media, they were just like giving him a hard time. They're like, "Yeah, everyone's invited to our games except Zach Hampel."
Really? Do they have any proof that Zach's done this?
Well, there's video of him getting into an argument with a security guy at a Rockies game, where he was trying to go into a prohibited section, and the guy's like, no, you can't go in there. And he's like bitching and moaning at that guy. But I haven't seen any video of him snagging stuff from kids, but some people on social media are saying that he's done that before.
Wow. That is so wild. I mean,
that's his thing. Like, he goes around and travels all around and he collects baseballs.
That I don't mind. I think that's a cool thing. But how about, like, the internets are hating you? I mean, like the fact that they know who he is and said, oh, yeah, he's stealing balls from kids. Like, they know who he is. Like, boy, that's wild.
I do have the Portland Pickles said, in honor of recent events that happened in Colorado, we are thrilled to announce that Zach Hampel is permanently banned from all Portland Pickles home games.
Oh, wow.
Then they put up another tweet that said, Portland baseball and the Portland Pickles are all about inclusiveness to grow the game in the right way. Everybody and anybody are welcome at Portland Pickles home games, except Zach Hampel.
That's inclusiveness right there.
Yeah, he's like getting into it with them. And he's like, you guys are bullying me.
Yeah, well...
somebody said it was a joke, Zach Hampel, not a Wieński. You don't have to take it so hard.
Yeah, he's taking it hard. He's, you know what? It's
That's best comeback ever.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
All right, well, just protect your balls when you're at a baseball game.
Yeah. I mean, all of this is so bizarre that we've got these examples of people stealing balls, man.
Speaking of balls, I don't know if you saw Amazon Prime Video. They just unveiled a special new football they were jokingly saying that's going to be used in Thursday night football games, to talk about their partnership with the NFL.
Oh,
you saw
right.
Russell Wilson throwing this sleeker ball, and it was going faster and harder at some dummy, and not him being a dummy, like one of those football dummies.
Football dummy.
I get you.
Yeah.
Boy, it sounds like you still sound like a bitter ex-girlfriend.
Wait, he's like, new team, new ball, new season, let's ride. Shut up.
Yeah, I think you meant dummy.
Well, anyways, people are losing their minds like, what the hell? They're going to use a different ball during these games? And they're like, no, it's just a joke.
Oh, man.
People are losing their crap on social media about it, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose that if you don't know any better. Yeah.
Maybe they need to start everything with, this is a joke.
Yeah, I think they really have to.
Speaking of jokes, your Seattle Sounders.
Oh, no.
They didn't lose yesterday. They're playing today.
Yeah.
They take on Orlando City Soccer Club at, 4:30?
Yes, sir.
It's in Orlando. Currently in 10th place.
Yep.
So what do we need to do in order to make the playoffs?
We need to win every single game.
Every single game.
And we also have to hopefully have a couple of other teams lose a little bit. But,
7 games left.
it's still possible, but we'll see what happens.
It's so wild that we won the CONCACAF, and yet we're here. My brain doesn't understand how that's possible.
They're still celebrating.
Yeah, they are.
They get drunk every night to celebrate the CONCACAF.
Oh, is it, wow. Is it? Wow. Okay.
I mean, talk about a letdown.
Go Sounders. We'll see.
So we have to win. We have to win every game just to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just a few things need to happen.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. We lost our last 2 games, and here we go.
Here we
Yeah.
go. It's Schmetzer time.
Okay.
He's got to rally the troops.
Yeah, let's make this happen, Schmetzer.
Come on. You know he can do it. If anyone can.
True.
It's Schmetzer.
Okay.
This would be the first time they don't make the playoffs if they did, right?
Yeah, in their entire history. If they don't go to the playoffs, that's the first time.
I mean, I don't know if he would get let go for not making the playoffs, but you never know. I mean, there's high expectations. What if he got let go the same year that he also coached the team to win the championship in the CONCACAF?
Well, and at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he was the only one let go. I kind of feeling it's going to be a completely different team next year.
Wow, one bad season, we have full-on house cleaning.
House cleaning.
Wow.
The last time this happened, we were on a dead streak, and that's when they let go of our old coach and brought Schmetzer in halfway through the season. I'm surprised that actually hasn't happened yet.
Wow.
Well, I mean, the guy's got a little bit of
a clout.
Yeah, he's got a couple stars on those jerseys because of Schmetzer.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
And a CONCACAF.
I'm going to watch and hopefully.
Yeah, I don't follow it enough, but I feel like, hey, you know what? The guy, you give him one more season at least.
That's what I would think. All right, well, hey, it's a beautiful day to watch the Sounders because it's going to be 86 degrees and sunny. Thanks to WWE SmackDown at Climate Pledge Arena coming to town next Friday on September 9th, BJ. That's the Migs Report, and that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve did get this one right.
Typically, what kind of cheese is most commonly sold in the U.S. as processed string cheese?
Fermunda.
No.
Mozzarella.
Yes.
Yeah, nice job, Steve. If you want a shot at beating Steve, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I owe a lot of back taxes. Can bankruptcy help me?
Bankruptcy can discharge back taxes under certain circumstances. Some types of taxes are never dischargeable, like if you have taxes from an employee, if you ran a business and didn't pay employee taxes or sales taxes, those types of taxes cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. However, most people don't have those kind of taxes. Most people have just regular income taxes. If you owe income taxes and you filed your tax returns but just weren't able to pay the taxes, if the taxes are more than 3 years old and you filed the tax returns, those types of taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy in most circumstances, especially through a Chapter 13 case.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
At Gaia Herbs, we work ridiculously hard, so our herbs work ridiculously hard for you. That's why instead of making gummies with refined sugar, we developed our own organic fruit-based formula, and why we handpick our leaves off our ginkgo trees to avoid whatever's on the ground, and why we test and retest everything in the lab for maximum potency, because the harder we work, the harder our herbs work for you. Explore our herbs at GaiaHerbs.com/hardestworking. That's GAIA herbs.com/hardestworking. Gaia Herbs, the hardest working herbs on earth.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Wow, I mean, it's kind of like very close, this pain in the grass thing I've been hearing about.
Super close. So close that the pre-party or the pre-funk tonight at the Moore is happening.
Well, that's very close.
Right, Aaron Jones, the Pretty Reckless, are performing tonight at the Moore Theater to get everyone hyped up and ready to go for this weekend, which of course is pain in the grass.
Boy, that is filthy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. A brand new song by Aaron Jones.
So
like
good.
It.
If you haven't heard it, it's so good. And don't forget, of course, Saturday, Sunday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 3 big Labor Days. I mean, well, what I'm trying to say is we have a long weekend and a big show.
And it begins today. But yes, Friday, we got Incubus. Saturday, Alice in Chains. Sunday, Sammy Hagar. And a slew of other bands. You can find out all the bands, all the info at KISW.com.
I'm a big fan of Slew. They're amazing.
They are so good.
They are so good.
Their new stuff, not so great, but their older stuff is so awesome.
Yeah, you got to check out Old Slew. It sounds like a Kentucky Derby horse. Anyway, you would like to go? You would like to find out about the BJ and Migs first ever weenie toss at our private... Well, all you got to do is go to KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Happy Hump Day, everyone!
Yay.
Guess what day it is? It's Hump Day!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Who's excited? It's like halfway through the week. We're almost a pain in the grass.
Let's go.
Come on.
Let's go. Well, it's when you say excited hump day, I just so phrasing, Lana.
That's because you're immature.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
From an expert, I will take that as a compliment.
I am not. I'm reformed.
You guys need
I'm an adult.
Everyone needs to get their minds out of the gutter. This is not that kind of
really?
show.
With you two? Yeah, okay.
Well, let's see if Greg has his mind in the gutter. Greg from Polsbo, are you there?
I'm here, and I'm going to do better this time, I promise.
Better.
All right, time for him to prove it. Steve, get out of here.
Well, how did he do last time?
I'm assuming not great.
I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing some shuffling is what he's doing.
You okay?
I'm shuffling? I'm just sitting still?
You make a lot of noise is all I'm saying.
I thought you were stomping on some grapes or something.
Or you dropped your phone.
Yeah. Or dropped your phone in the grapes. I mean, look, anything could be happening. But Greg says he's ready, and I'm ready for a win myself.
For those playing at home, Greg has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions, and you'll pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. On January 1st, 2016, Hawaii changed the legal smoking age to what age?
21.
Correct. How many throwing events are there in a decathlon?
2.
No.
3.
Yes. What birds were traditionally used to detect dangerous gases in a coal mine?
Canary.
Correct. What is the highest number that can be called in a game of bingo?
31. 64.
Nope.
88.
No. What kind of animal is Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh?
It's a donkey.
Correct. Beginning with S, what is the real first name of rapper MC Hammer?
Stuart. Sam.
Nope.
Pass.
What actor is known as the Fonz?
Winkler.
That's okay. Sure, call. You're in charge.
Sure. I'm gonna give it to you.
I like this plan.
In the title of the 1986 song by Lionel Richie, what part of the room was he dancing on?
feeling.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct.
And Greg, it's been voted by everybody on this show. You have the worst phone in America. I don't know what's going on. If it's your breathing.
Are you on Bluetooth?
If your boys are just banging on it like
Your
teabags.
boys.
I don't know. I don't know what is happening with his phone, but it is unbelievable, and Greg is unaware of it.
All right, well, I was wearing headphones. So I'll turn them off.
Ah, that's why. Headphones.
Yeah, see? Yeah. All right.
All right, Steve.
Okay. Well, you know what? I have a whole different feeling about all of this now. Yeah, I might have to root for Steve.
What?
I know. I mean, Greg and I might be at odds.
BJ is very fickle.
I am very
In
fickle.
60 seconds, you have now despised another human being.
How about that?
And
That's impressive.
probably for more of a dumb reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the dumbest reason.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
You've hated people for at least better dumb reasons. This is the dumbest.
Wow, okay.
We'll give away what happened during the game if I ask why.
No.
No, not at all.
His phone is just terrible.
It's
and
a
he was
horrible
on-
phone.
on
So you hate a man because of his
Yes.
issues with technology?
Well, it's because he was wearing headphones, like Bluetooth, so he could hear us, but it sounded funny to him, like to the rest of us.
And it was like he was, we were like, we already said, hey, something's going on. What are you doing over there? He's like, oh, I'm fine. And then he's like,
Well, maybe he thought we were concerned about his health and his well-being, not his cell phone connection.
oh yeah, I don't care about his health and well-being.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I want a good connection, buddy.
BJ, shut your trap.
Wow.
Steve.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Ah, yes.
On January 1st, 2016, Hawaii changed the legal smoking age to what age?
18.
No.
21.
Correct. How many throwing events are there in a decathlon?
I'm going to go with 4.
No.
6.
No.
3.
Yes. What birds were traditionally used to detect dangerous gases in a coal mine?
Pigeons.
No.
Oh, birds. Parrots.
No.
Birds. I'm going to go with hummingbirds.
No. What is the highest number that can be called in a game of bingo?
99.
No.
100.
No.
69.
No.
Nice.
What kind of animal is Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh?
Donkey.
Yeah.
Eeyore.
Beginning with S, what is the real first name of rapper MC Hammer?
Stanley.
Yes.
Nice.
What actor is known as the Fonz?
Arthur Fonzarelli. Oh, Henry Winkler.
There you go. In the title of the 1986 song by Lionel Richie, what part of the room was he dancing on?
Dancing on the Ceiling.
Yes. The catchphrase, there's no crying in baseball, came from what movie?
A League of Their Own.
Correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 to 6, you win!
Yeah! What's up, Joe?
That's it.
He's my heater now.
Oh.
Greg, I say I was sorry you lost.
I should have had a last question.
I did give you the last one.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you're whining now. I don't like you either.
Stalled on Winkler. You stalled on Winkler. I said Winkler, and you paused for a long
That's
time.
because
But I still would have. The question that you did get was kind of long, so it still would have been it. And
All right,
I
so
gave
guys-
you Winkler.
Guys, you know what? I am the teller of the future because you made fun of me for hating this guy, but I saw this coming down the street. Who's
Oh, you
whipping
did. You hated him for the phone. I'm hating him for
Yes.
whining.
What is he whining about? I'm confused.
So when he said
I answered the
Winkler,
question, and he.
she said,
Well,
he said Winkler, and I was
right.
like, oh.
Actually, she gave that to you because Henry Winkler should have been the answer, but she
he
gave
just said
you
Winkler.
That's why
And
she
so I was
paused.
like, you know what?
Because you didn't say.
I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
I gave it to him.
Wait, you're mad that she paused?
Because I was like, he didn't
It was
say
a
Henry
long
Winkler. He
pause.
just said
Long
Winkler.
pause.
So he didn't get. He's saying that he didn't get another question, and he should have gotten one extra.
But you didn't say Henry Winkler either,
Yeah.
which is really the full answer. Sorry.
Like you could have
said
said Henry.
Winkler.
You could have said Henry anytime when I paused, and that would have made it go quicker.
Well, what do you think? Are you guys with me or against me when it comes to Greg?
Well, I mean,
I'm telling you, the phone started it. I know when I hate somebody. I know when it's coming down the street.
I like Greg.
Hey, since when did you need first and last names?
Since I started hosting.
Wow, this guy's the best.
I like it.
Hey, I was on before, and I used the last name twice, Ford and Ford. It was 2 questions in a row.
Yeah.
And I got
Yeah,
both
Vicky.
of those by the ref.
Yeah, that wasn't my game.
Yeah, this is a new administration, buddy.
You know what I say to you?
Wow.
And that'll
Hey,
be
Greg,
all.
I was on your side.
Yeah.
Danny, do you like Greg?
yeah, Greg's great.
All right, so 2 out of 4 of us
Yeah.
like you here. Joe?
Danny's just
Joe,
trolling.
thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, I like Greg. That's
Okay,
why I put
cool.
him through.
Well, why don't
3
you
out of
three?
5.
Why don't you 3 marry Greg and hang out with him, and you'll.
Sarah?
I'll tell you.
Sarah doesn't like
My
she
girl
knows
knows
what's
what's up.
Yeah,
you're at a
please.
50 percentile here at the
Yeah.
BJ and Migs show. I'm sorry, Greg.
Yeah, and I guarantee if you guys spent 10 minutes with Greg, you'd be on our side.
I want to know how long of a pause that was.
At most, 4 seconds?
He's like Winkler, and she's like,
Yeah. Well, Greg, try again, and you know what? We'll have to
I'll give it to him.
We'll establish the ground rules, and you know what? Steve knew the full name, which means he probably should have got the win anyway, because you just said Winkler, he said Henry Winkler, so even in a tie, I would have given it to Steve.
All right.
Yeah.
His last name works on Jeopardy. No reason it shouldn't work on R&B.
Oh, well, we did give it to him, but sometimes you say the Roosevelts, you got to be specific, right? Or even the Fords.
I couldn't remember if Winkler has another family member that's an actor too. I don't know.
Well, it's a tough one. That's why it's really nice to give both names if you can.
So I thought the same about Winkler. Vicky didn't say yes or no. She just floundered. The other person, he's 100% right. Jeopardy takes the last name, and you didn't say more specific. He could have got another question in. Next text, ban him for life.
Okay, now I like that text.
I will give you the prize you did not win, which
What was the bird?
No, canary.
A canary in a coal mine. You never heard of that phrase?
Oh, I thought that was an Urban Dictionary thing.
Oh, God.
Like a dog in a bathtub or something.
That's an Urban Dictionary thing?
Wow, I
didn't know that.
No.
Of course, this one is the classic. The old donkey punch. That's don't look that up though. That's probably not nice.
And the highest number on bingo is 75.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I'll never remember that, and I want to.
Isn't that your age?
Okay, you know what? Danny's new name is Greg.
Poor Greg.
Greg's awesome.
Walked into a buzzsaw.
Greg's rotten phone, and then his complaining about the fact
If he was a little nicer about the complaining, it's like, oh, dang, whatever, because I'm still new to this, I would have given him a shot, or I would have said, hey, let's have him on for the next Beat Migs.
Yeah, no, we're going to never have him on again.
Oh, wow.
As a matter of fact, currently I'm having him removed from the state of Washington.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, you have that authority.
Yeah.
We'll house you we'll put you in the basement. We'll that way you don't get.
By the way, you wouldn't have got a song. That's how much I don't like Greg. Because,
that
really
is impressive.
Yeah, I'm giving you a win.
Impressive. You're right.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what? You said Henry Winkler, you were the better man today, and he's got to face that.
So do you think that the parents will talk and tell you if it's not safe to breathe down there? Yes.
It's getting real tough down here. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know it was a canary.
Polly wants some oxygen. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. I love the hummingbird. The hummingbird was the best one.
Dude, to be honest, I couldn't think of another bird.
If it stopped humming, is that how you know? Hey, you guys hear a hum? No. Damn it, run out of the barn.
I was just impressed. He was able to name all these birds, and it didn't end up turning out to be like a reptile or something he threw out.
I almost went with bat. I'm like, no, Steve, that's not a bird.
That's a mammal.
But I know it's an old person's thing to say. Oh, it's like a canary in a coal mine. And nobody, a lot of people might not know what that means because of the fact that's what they used to do. Because you're deep in that mine. What are you going to do if you're going to find out you're running out of air?
Yeah.
Poor canaries, though. It's
Hope that a parrot would come down and be like, guys, get out.
Hey, guys.
I believe they would just send them out, and the canary was trained to come back. And if it didn't come back, don't go in.
Oh, I thought they brought him in with them and just had him hang out.
Maybe it's
you may be right too, Vic. Yeah. I've never worked in a mine, so I really don't know.
Yeah, my days at the mine were pretty rough.
Oh yeah, well, you know what? You came out okay. All right, so this was a great day.
Some controversy.
Yeah,
that's how you start the morning.
That's how you get going. Drama. We got a 93-year-old woman who I don't know. Maybe when I'm 93, I'll do this. She got to skydive for the first time, and she was afraid of only one thing. And it's not what you'd expect. You're going to hear from her at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Oh, let's talk about Betty. Betty's from Canada, right? That's a thing.
All right.
She's 93. And they said, Betty, you know what? You're 93. How about this? How about for the first time you go skydiving? What about that?
If I'm Betty, I'm like, what are you trying to kill me?
Yeah, definitely. I'm like, well, okay, look.
I'm 93.
93. And she was like, yeah, I'm up for this. And so here's Betty saying, okay, here's why I want to skydive. And also Betty decides to give us a little life advice here.
I've jumped off a lot of roofs when I was growing up. When you get older, a lot of people think you should go sit on a chair and rock and rock and rock. And a lot of them don't realize that you need to keep moving. Teeth, I have to make sure they stay in my mouth. I said I should have brought a piece of tape and put it across my mouth so I wouldn't open it up. Life is short, and you find that you have something that you want to do, you should make an effort to do it, no matter how much people look at you and think you're crazy.
Okay, when you're 93 and say life is short, is it really? Because you're 93.
Right, it's insane. That she's like, you know what? I'm in. Let's go.
The average life expectancy is like 77, 76 years old now. So she's got more her money's worth.
I feel like every year that goes by, though, as you get older, it just goes by so quickly. Like, Christmas is just right around the corner, and that's freaking me out. I can't imagine being her age and trying to remember something that happened just a little bit ago. It's like, oh yeah, that was a year ago. Nope, that was 20 years ago.
Are we all glossing over the fact that she said when she was younger she used to jump off of roofs?
I know.
Yeah, I forgot that part.
Hell,
Mary Poppins is to blame.
Betty's a little bit different than the rest of us, I think. If that was like her the old thing that she would do with her friends, let's jump off some roofs.
I had friends like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was just like when, especially, well, and granted, I don't know if she had a trampoline back in those days, but they would jump with skateboards and all kinds of things and just see if we can land it and break many bones.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Betty was probably a wild child.
I do love the whole thing where it's like, what do you want me to just sit around and do nothing?
Yeah.
Like, I had that argument with my parents, like, I remember, not argument, but just a spirited conversation, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what are you doing with this wrestling stuff? You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to be walking funny when you're older and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, Dad, you could barely walk and you're not 80. Like, you're from 60 on, you've had a hard time walking and you didn't do anything when you were young. Like, no disrespect, but like, I grew up watching you sit on the couch and watch the news every night.
Yeah.
Like, we're all going to have a hard time walking in our 80s. Like, I'm not too concerned about that. Like, I mean, that's a given.
She did give some good advice, though, because, I mean, some books that I've read, I don't follow this advice, but you got to keep moving. Which, of course, is really good for, it's also good for the human brain and all that to keep moving. So
just keep going.
She just seems to know, you seem to know, and I don't know, I guess your dad, he didn't keep moving. He just sat on the couch. So look what happened to him.
Sat on the couch, watched the news.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think my grandpa around 93 would have probably been in, because he made it to 100.
Yeah.
And so 7 years before that, he was still, the only thing he couldn't see. So beyond that, though, I think he had that kind of spirit of just like, hey, I want to get out there. He would always be the kind of guy to be like, let's go for a drive. Take me wherever you want. Let's go experience life. And it's like, you're 93 years old. How is this a thing?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's inspiring.
This is wild, though. I didn't realize there was a nonprofit organization that helped her do this. It's a thing called We Are Young, and they grant wishes to deserving seniors. So it's like a Make-A-Wish for old people.
That's rad.
And so this
brilliant.
is yeah. And here's the thing: she had one concern, and if you missed it from the last clip, and I love this, she's old enough where she's got false teeth. Nowadays, if you've got the money, you can just get the implants and not have to worry about it. But yeah, she said that was it. She was afraid her false teeth might fall out as she was yelling on the way down. So if you missed it, here's what she said:
teeth. I have to make sure they stay in my mouth. I said I should have brought a piece of tape and put it across my mouth so I wouldn't open it up.
I did miss that part. That's pretty funny. And I love that. Could you imagine she's going out of the plane, she opens up her mouth, her teeth fly out, and then some poor unsuspecting person that's just walking around nearby gets hit in the head with her teeth?
How's your day today? I got hit by a set
You get
of teeth.
bit. Yeah. You basically get bit in the head. You're like, what the? You're out walking in the street. All of a sudden, these teeth just chomp on you. You're like, what the?
You go to work. You're like, did somebody bite you?
Yes.
Well, kind of.
Yeah. It was a ghost that somehow their teeth stayed.
Wait, who did it? I have no idea, but their teeth came from the sky and landed on my forehead.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's, wow, is that amazing.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
I don't know. Maybe when I'm 93, I will have less F's to give, and maybe I do something like this, but there's no way.
You really thinking like 3-4 years you're going to do that? I mean, that's crazy, BJ.
That's great. It's so wonderful to come in every morning to you a-holes. Hey, but you know what? She did go skydiving for the first time in her life. So based on this, we want you to finish this sentence. After all these years, I finally did blank. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Finish this sentence. After all these years, I finally did blank. Your calls, your texts after AC/DC on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. This 90-year-old woman, actually 93, went skydiving for the first time in her life. So based on this, we want to know, man, finish the sentence. After all these years, I finally did blank. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Texts are coming in. One person just texted in saying, after all these years, I finally got to see a pro hockey game here in Seattle, which is pretty awesome. Another person said, after 30 years of being a hockey fan in Seattle, I finally got to go to an NHL game. I was a Detroit fan until we got the Kraken, so of course I had to go check out the Wings game. I was smiling like a kid the whole time. I can only imagine. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. That is cool when you get to see your first sporting event for the first time. Of whatever kind of sporting event is. And
absolutely.
And you walk into whatever the facility is, because maybe you've seen it on TV, but you walk into a facility, an arena or a ballpark, and it is pretty awesome. It really, really is.
So I wore contacts and glasses since I was 11. At age 50, I finally got laser surgery.
Oh, man.
Friends recently get like LASIK or the other version of LASIK just recently.
Age 50, too, which is the thing. I wonder, is it ever too late? And it turns out, no.
Never too late.
That's cool.
I would say a lot of people have been texting, and I guess the best way to describe it is that a lot of people have gotten their brown belts in romantic karate, if you know what I mean.
Really? People are saying they've just done that for the first time?
Multiple people.
Really?
Jennifer, she texted in.
Oh, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you know what? I sometimes I think it would just be like, dudes that would go, "Hey, I'm very excited." Unless I don't understand what this is. I do understand what this is, right?
Yes.
Okay,
you got
good.
me with romantic karate.
I don't know how else to describe it.
That's a great way to put it.
I love it. I'm using
brown
that
belt
from
romantic
now on.
karate is a great phrase. I'm with you,
Hey,
Dan.
babe, you want to go do some romantic karate?
I love this.
I like it better than like horizontal tango.
The romantic karate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the idea is,
I was watching Cobra Kai last night, so karate's on my mind.
But dude, you nailed it, because we all know where you're going. Our favorite, there's a great park in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Right.
Yeah.
Like R. Kelly, big fan of the yellow belt.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And romantic karate. Wow. I am, okay. I guess, you know what? I would expect dudes to go, "Hey, here's my response." But the idea that she's like, "Hey, listen, you know what? I'm very excited about this romantic karate."
Yeah, well, there's a few. I was like, at first, I'm like, okay, everyone's got the jokes. And then it kept coming up. I'm like, you know what? Actually, that probably is a thing where maybe for many years, somebody's like, "Yep, that's not a belt that I want to achieve in karate." And now
I know it's not yours. You do not want to achieve that belt in karate.
No, there's never going to be a time.
Yeah. and that's, and it does take two to tango. And, it's an interesting situation. Yeah, Oh, congratulations to everybody involved.
Oh, somebody said after all these years, I'm finally seeing Motley Crue tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
T-Mobile Park.
It's going to be awesome.
This is a show with everybody, right?
Yeah, it's Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison,
Joan Jett.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Which is extra cool because they did many years ago say they were never touring again, and then the pandemic hit, so you didn't have the show happening that when they decided to do the tour again, and now here they are.
And it's such an early show. Like, dates open at 4:00.
Well, they know their audience.
Yeah.
They know them. And let's be honest, all those bands know how old their audience is.
And it's a Wednesday night.
It's a Wednesday night. Yeah. It's going to be nice out, though. What a great day to go see a concert at night.
Let's be honest. The Def Leppard's got to get that early bird special. You know how this
Ouch. Not Poison or Motley Crue.
No.
Just Def Leppard.
Well, not Joan Jett either, let's be honest. They're all pretty much in a very similar demographic. But that's what a show that is, though. I know some people that are going.
Do you?
Yeah. Our buddy Phil. I think our buddy Phil from who does radio in Aberdeen.
Oh, the Loose Man.
Yeah, the Loose Man. Yeah.
He's in town.
Yeah, he's in town.
Also, my butcher, Marcos, is going.
Marcos the butcher? Sounds like a
Is he going to throw some meat at them, or is Tommy Lee going to throw meat back?
Probably both. They were playing Motley Crue in QFC in West Seattle the other day, and I was like, and he was rocking out, and I was like, "Marcos," and he's like, "Dude, Motley Crue's my band, man." And he was like, he's so excited. He just got married, so shout out to Marcos, but he's going to the show tonight. And I was like, yeah, Marcos, you just became so much cooler.
Bro, I'd be so amped if I walked into a QFC and Dr. Feelgood was playing.
Yeah. That's so crazy that they were playing at the QFC.
And I was like, did you have a hand in this? And he was like, maybe. And I was like, Marcos number one.
They'd be like, why is that guy shopping with such intent? They'd be like, because Motley Crue's playing. That's what I'm feeling it.
Yeah, that's great. Let's go to Zame at JBLM. Zame, am I saying your name right, Zame?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, thank you, Zame. What you got for us, buddy?
All right, so you're gonna laugh, but after all these years, I finally went LARPing.
Well, I'm not going to laugh. I'm just wondering, how long have you been wanting it? And LARPing is where you do that live action role play where you get to dress up, and usually it's medieval style, but it can be anything really. And was that what you did, medieval style LARPing?
Yeah, so my dad, he was super into it growing up, and eventually he brought me with him. It was this big event in Pennsylvania. It had like 2,000 people. And you see movies like Role Models where they're throwing napkins at each other, yelling.
I remember that. That was
it's not like that.
Oh, I
It's
forgot
not like
Role
that.
Models.
These guys were kicking the crap out of me. I came home. It was like a week-long thing, and I came every day. I'd go back to our tent, bruised up, and a guy freaking died.
What?
Okay, I feel like that's not what it's supposed. It's supposed to be live action role play. It's not supposed to be like real action death play. How did he die?
So, I mean, all these weapons, they're made out of foam, but, there are ambulances being called every day for injuries. But this one guy, I guess he didn't tell anyone, but he had, a heart problem. He got hit so hard in the chest it stopped his heart.
Oh, damn, dude.
That sucks.
Whoa. I didn't realize how intense it is because we've only seen, I've never LARPed, and I don't know too many LARPers to know how intense it goes, but I didn't realize it was so intense you're getting injured.
If I saw someone collapse and die, I'd be like, I'm putting down my foam sword. I'm good for the rest of this weekend. I'm going home.
Damn. Well, that's some calorie burning right there. So Zame, did you have an axe, a sword? What did you like to dress up like? What were you LARPing as?
So, like the Lord of the Rings orc. Me and my buddies, we'd paint ourselves green and everything, and we'd wear all tore up clothes, and I had this big, huge shield and this big, long spear, and I was just hitting people in the chest. And
damn.
I'm not doing this as a joke or this is a stupid question, I'm sure, but is there a safe word? Do you guys have a universal safe word where it's dude, okay, pump the brakes on hitting me for a minute, okay? Or do you just say, dude, chill the F out?
Not really. You just kind of leave. If it's to the point where you're injured, everyone will stop and they'll clear you out of the field and people will keep fighting. But there isn't no safe word now.
Gotcha.
Damn, dude. That is intense. Well, good for you, Zane.
Did you get stopped at TSA with all your weapons and stuff?
Say that again?
Did you get stopped at TSA or did you just go there and get your weapons there?
Oh, no. So my dad made all the stuff and we drove there.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to go through TSA with that.
Imagine if I work TSA and all of a sudden I see this foam sword. I'd be like, we should probably talk to this person.
So, Zane, thumbs up or thumbs down? You're doing it again?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. There we go.
It's cool because, you do all this fighting and then it's a week long. You're doing all this fighting every day. And afterwards, you and all your buddies go sit around a fire and eat a bunch of food and get drunk. So it's paradise.
I mean, when you think about it, appreciate the calls, Zane. When you think about it, man, you know what? People love to get dressed up to go to sporting events.
Right.
So people also have to get dressed to go to the gym and do whatever workout they do. And people love the axe throwing that's going on these days with the axe throwing bars. And then people love to drink and have great food. And these guys are getting to do all of that. I mean, in one place. I mean, I love all of it except having to do physical activity and then get hit in the chest.
One texter said, after all these years, I finally left the friend zone. I had my first threesome last night.
Whoa.
Or my first threesome in the same night, sorry.
Okay, so I don't know what the friend zone usually means just you get to be in a relationship.
It sounds like they hooked up with the friend and then had a threesome as well.
Oh, wow. Wow.
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah, that is so you had the friend zone and you beat that and you beat the no threesome.
See, I would say more of when it suns, it shines, because that's a great idea. That's a great thing as opposed to being sad.
Yeah. Well, if you like rain.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
When it suns, it shines.
Yeah.
We've got that, and we've got the romantic karate. We're just coming up with all sorts of phraseology today.
I said the brown belt in romantic comedy. Karate, Steve, you're a genius.
Yeah. All right, Vicky, how about you? Well, you finally got to do what?
Ever since I was 14 years old, I've wanted to go to New Orleans, and I finally got to go this year.
All right, Did you do the quintessential New Orleans for a female?
Sarah would have been really pissed off if I didn't, so I had to.
Really?
Yes.
How did you feel about that? Because I feel like, look, even though it's New Orleans, I don't know, I'd still be self-conscious. You were able to go, I have no problem, here are the girls?
Well, alcohol is a good liquid courage, if you will.
Yeah.
But everyone else, all the girls in the group were a lot of them weren't.
So it was en masse.
So it was mass. One of us would do it, then another, and then I got to see other ladies that I didn't know. So that was nice for me too.
Oh, all right.
I remember the first time being there and that happened. You kind of turn and all of a sudden you just see someone just flash. Not you personally, but you're like, what the hell? And then it's just okay, that's just what happens here. It really wasn't there was nothing like, it didn't feel sexual or anything. You know what I mean? Like, if I was a girl, that'd be like the one place where I'd feel somewhat comfortable just flashing people, because it's just you're being silly. It's a bucket list type of a thing.
And it kind of feels like everyone cheers for you. Like if you were to just crush a beer or you shotgun a beer, everyone's like, yeah, it's kind of that same feeling. It wasn't like, ooh, let's get down. It's like, hey, let's do this. So it didn't really feel, it wasn't hard to do, if you will.
One of these days, we're going to get to do one of our radio conventions back in New Orleans. I keep pushing for that every time, and every time they're like, it gets weird there. And I'm like, that's why.
That's why we want to go there.
Like the French Quarter is like one of it's the dive bar Vegas, I always say.
Oh, yeah.
It's New Orleans.
So bad.
I love New Orleans.
Yeah.
If Sarah and I get drunk, you need to pawn us off on some other people, because there are things that may or may not happen if Sarah and I go to New Orleans.
Oh, really?
You guys going to eat a lot of crawfish?
Well, no, Sarah doesn't eat crawfish.
I don't know if I even want to continue this conversation.
You probably don't.
Yeah, thank you for that. All right. Yeah, New Orleans is fun. It's
the greatest place ever.
Yeah, Vegas was crazy. We never got to see anybody at our convention. Where in New Orleans, you still got to have the cool stuff, but you also got to see your friends.
That's what I was thinking. Because, Vegas, it's a given. You're going to lose everybody.
You are. It's just too big.
It's just too much going on. It's pure insanity. That's why I love calling New Orleans like a dive bar version of Vegas, because it's just it's less glitz, but it's still like outdoors, walking around, drinking, and just being dumb and having a good time. Yeah. That's the perfect spot for us to learn about radio broadcasting.
And everyone thinks it's funny that I've wanted to go since I was 14 years old, because I had a teacher in high school who would always talk about, she'd make a trip to not just New Orleans, but for Mardi Gras once every 4 years or so. And she would talk about it. She would leave out the boob stuff, though, but talk about the pageantry and how much fun it was. But now I know she was a dirty girl.
Oh, wow.
So, but it's just funny because she sold it as a really cool place. And it really is, if you like the history aspect, but also boobs.
All the boobs.
Yeah.
And crawfish.
Yeah, crawfish. Good food.
It is.
And hurricanes.
Yeah.
That's the place that has unlimited oyster place, too, that we're going to if we ever end up back there.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I got no problem with that. We got a pilot that threatened the passengers that he would turn the plane around while it was on the runway. Why? Because someone kept airdropping dong pictures while on the flight. You're going to hear the audio of what the pilot said at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I have lots of tickets that I haven't paid. Can those be discharged through a bankruptcy?
Yes, there are some limits on what we can do with tickets. Tickets cannot be discharged in a full bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, that won't help you get your license back. But in Chapter 13 reorganization, tickets are dischargeable. Most types of tickets are dischargeable. So you would have to pay back some of the tickets in a Chapter 13 case, but the vast majority of them could be discharged if you complete the plan. And again, you would get your license back right away when you filed the Chapter 13 case, as long as the only reason you don't have your license is because of failure to pay your tickets. But the Chapter 13 process will help you get your license back and repay a small portion of your tickets in most cases, and get your license reinstated almost immediately.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
At Gaia Herbs, we work ridiculously hard, so our herbs work ridiculously hard for you. That's why instead of making gummies with refined sugar, we developed our own organic fruit-based formula, and why we handpick our leaves off our ginkgo trees to avoid whatever's on the ground, and why we test and retest everything in the lab for maximum potency, because the harder we work, the harder our herbs work for you. Explore our herbs at GaiaHerbs.com/hardestworking. That's GAIA herbs.com/hardestworking. Gaia Herbs, the hardest working herbs on earth. At Gaia Herbs, we work ridiculously hard, so our herbs work ridiculously hard for you. That's why instead of making gummies with refined sugar, we developed our own organic fruit-based formula, and why we handpick our leaves off our ginkgo trees to avoid whatever's on the ground, and why we test and retest everything in the lab for maximum potency, because the harder we work, the harder our herbs work for you. Explore our herbs at GaiaHerbs.com/hardestworking. That's GAIA herbs.com/hardestworking. Gaia Herbs, the hardest working herbs on earth.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. A Southwest Airlines pilot had to threaten his passengers with turning the plane around while it was on the runway. It was just like the old dad thing. I'll turn this plane around. Why? It was because someone was airdropping nudes to people.
This is the story of the day.
Wow, this is the announcement that the pilot had to make on the plane.
So here's the deal. This continues while we're on the ground. I'm going to have to pull back to the gate. Everybody's going to have to get off. We're going to have to get security involved. And it's vacation that's going to be ruined. So you folks, whatever that airdrop thing is, quit sending naked pictures. Let's get yourself to a combo.
So, like, the flight attendant probably had to go to the captain and be like, you got to make an announcement. Good thing he's going to take his belt off as well if he's going to turn this plane around, because that could make people think he's the one sending the pictures.
Yeah.
What if it's the co-pilot that was sending him the whole time?
That would be horrible if it turns out it's the co-pilot.
Or somebody from ground control, like the people that are outside on the plane. Just
Oh,
like, you know what, I'm
yeah.
going to mess with this plane.
Yeah, the people loading up the luggage.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, just sent someone my dong.
Yeah.
iPhone 5 just got my dong.
You know what? I'm loading more than luggage, ladies.
I was wondering why this sounded familiar. 2 months ago, somebody else, like, he was actually arrested for doing this on a plane. I remember we were talking about that. Like, why is it on a plane you need to show your dong?
Well, because a bunch of strangers close to you that have their phones open and you can eat. Not that I've ever done this. That sounds like I'm like giving up. But because we had that issue with a year ago where there was somebody on a train or a bus doing this as well.
See, and the only reason it was top of mind for me, it was because when we're in Chicago, Steve got airdropped a picture, but it was just a Kirby with a gun pointed at him.
Right.
So then the next day when we were flying home, I decided to resend that picture to Steve.
Yes.
And I don't know if he ever got it, but there was so many. And then your daughter, BJ, decided that she was going to hijack my phone and try to send it to everyone on the plane. And
Not a good idea.
Sarah, stop! And she made me drop my phone and everything, and it was just like,
that could freak somebody out.
It could.
Not because of Kirby, but because Kirby has a gun.
Yeah.
Right. So someone who maybe is a little hypersensitive on a plane, which understandably there are people like that, would be like, what the hell does this mean? Is this some kind of like a gang thing?
Yeah.
That I don't know about, like the Kirby gang?
Or a threat or something?
Yeah, you don't want to send weaponry anywhere near a plane, talk about any kind of weaponry. Daughter, jeez, honestly, who raised you?
You. But also, do we know what kind of naked pictures? Was it like somebody's like unit, or was it like just like a random like the picture you sent to all of us accidentally at one time?
Oh, that, yeah.
That big, well-endowed man sitting.
Yes, yeah. That's,
it's like kind of like the David pose, but with packing way more heat.
That's a good question. We don't have that. Unfortunately, they did not do the big investigation, as it were, on this story.
Because that's what happened with I remember with the subway one or the bus one, whichever kind of public transportation it was the guy was basically flashing you via technology.
Well, and we talk about this. This is a problem. It's so much so that 2 states have actually created laws because they say that it's called cyber flashing, and Texas and California have laws on the books saying you are in trouble if you do this. So it's happening to the point where they had to write laws for this. So cyber flashing's a thing.
Yeah.
Damn. I've only ever gotten airdropped one thing, and it was just like some random picture. It wasn't anything like bad, but aside from friends, because like, you know, with you guys, we airdrop pictures to each other all the time, but that's only ever happened to me one time in a restaurant.
See, I've been scared straight. Don't click on anything that you don't know what it is, because it could wreck your phone. So I see an airdrop from somebody I don't know. It's like, I'm not accepting this.
You're probably right. And maybe at some point they're going to hackers are going to figure out ways to like kind of get into your account. Like until that makes it into the news or I find out that it's a thing. If somebody sends me, I get a request for an airdrop, I always accept it because I never know what it's going to be. And that's exciting.
It's like you kind of want to see what the chaos could be. Like, I got one at the airport once, and it was just like a weird fish like thing, and it says, "You will fart."
That's awesome.
And it made me laugh so hard. Like, in the TSA
See,
line.
Vicky, you're the one that's going to get to the phone. Did you? Now, I haven't heard a lot about this. And I wondered if, it was just old people being stupid. But, I mean, they just had to update our iPhones because I guess there was a massive threat. And if you didn't update your iPhone, like anybody could hack it from anywhere. And but I didn't hear anybody talk about it. So I was like, is this a joke? I mean, I updated my iPhone anyway because it said
I got a couple different emails. One from my bank that even said if you have an iOS, do the latest update for that reason.
Yeah, it was big news I saw. So
some companies sent it out to their employees, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like they can get to our phones now, Steve. I mean,
but I don't know if they can get to your phone via AirDrop.
Oh, really? Yet.
Right, that's why until they can, I'm enjoying my AirDrops. Because I was like, when we were at that restaurant, we were enjoying those, was it the Pizza Pot Pie place?
Yes.
And all of a sudden it's like, Charles wants to airdrop you a picture. I'm like, I don't know who Charles is, but I sure as hell want to see what he wants to send me. And it was that Kirby with the gun thing. And the best part was hearing him behind us in the booth next to us go, "Oh, Sally, I just airdropped that picture to somebody else." And I was like, that was
so awesome. Let me ask you this though: if you don't know the person and you can reject, whose fault is it if you all of a sudden see a horrible picture you didn't want to see? Again, if you don't know the person and you hit reject, whose fault is it? I mean, why? First of all, what if it wasn't meant for you and it was an accident? Then really, it's like somebody sent you a letter to the wrong address or sent a box to the wrong address and you open up an Amazon.
I get accidents happen.
Yeah, so I mean,
this was not an accident.
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying, I'm asking you. This guy was a jerk and I'm not trying to. I'm saying, but as human beings, I don't think I can be upset at myself if I open up something that I know is not for me.
But
That's
don't
all
you
I'm
get
saying.
the preview anyways? Like someone wants to airdrop something, you could still see what it is.
Oh, well, if you get a preview, that sucks. I didn't know that because I haven't seen. I don't get a preview either.
Because I'm like, what is that weird hypnotic looking thing?
Oh,
I gotta know.
I've never seen any of these previews. Let's flesh this out right now.
I shut all my previews off because if I use my phone to drive, for the Google Maps, and you don't want stuff coming on your phone where you go, okay, that's
why
embarrassing.
I never respond to my dong pics.
No,
I don't show a little preview. You're right.
Oh, well, in that case, then you know what? Then that sucks.
I'm declining now.
Oh, I wanted to buy that. Halloween's here.
I don't think I get previews. I must have the setting shut off so that they don't show.
So I want to know what airdropping is. Is it just an iPhone thing?
Yes. I think so.
You're able to send pictures to somebody without having to text them.
Phone to phone.
Just like you basically beam it to them.
It's a Bluetooth. It must be via Bluetooth. It has to be. It has to be via Bluetooth.
Yeah. It's magic is what I describe it as. And the quality, I think, is better than the text. That's why I do a lot of the airdropping. Or videos, it's a lot of, like, if I have a wrestling match and I'm like, hey, could you film my match? And one of my friends will record it on their phone, and then they just airdrop it to me, and it takes like a couple of minutes to get sent to me, as opposed to having to, like, upload it to a Dropbox, sending the link,
Yeah. Android people, tell us what you call it when you can go Bluetooth to Bluetooth from one Android phone to another. Because
I didn't think about that. We're just iPhone nerds here. That all of us have iPhones, but if someone doesn't have an iPhone, they're like, "What the hell is an AirDrop?"
Yeah. So that's what it is.
There's a couple different apps that you can get if you have an Android, like Android AirDrop or.
Oh well, there you go. I think we've solved it.
I love Aaron from Everett says, "This is why I don't have an iPhone. I don't want any of this AirDrop crap. Thank you." But you could have it so that no strangers can send it.
Exactly.
I have it so that anyone can send me an AirDrop
all the time
because I want the.
You guys want the party?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you. I mean, until one day they find a way to Skynet your phone, and all of a sudden it attacks you.
If I'm on a plane, I wouldn't be too pleased if all of a sudden a sausage ends up AirDrop to me, but I would probably still chuckle.
Well, what if it's the right kind of sausage, like that tasty, the men's room sausage that those guys make?
Well, if it's plant based, then sure.
Yeah. Oh no, now it's going to be plant based.
Field roast sausage, sure.
There we go. Fine. So how about that? Steve gets mad now. You sent me meat sausage. I told you I'm vegan now.
Who said this?
I'm done with this. But
I don't eat meat, sir.
It's just a tasty looking. Okay. There's this 86-year-old British grandfather. His name is Michael. How about this? Now, maybe because he's in Britain, I don't know. I don't know how ubiquitous McDonald's is over there as compared to over here, because you can trip and fall into McDonald's here in America. But he's never had Mickey D's. And the reason, though, he said, look, I'm not going to have it because it's junk food.
Oh, he must be fun at parties.
Well, he's 86, so I don't think he's that fun anyway. But
for his whole life, though, he hasn't had it.
Well, that's true.
But how about this? Okay, you're right. It seems like what a jerk. But hey, he finally said, "Oh, sure, I'll have a McDonald's cheeseburger."
I bet his grandkids are the ones who made him do it.
Oh yeah, I would. How about he tried it for the very first time and loved it. So, and here's the moment that Michael had his first bite in front of his daughter and grandkids.
What's the verdict? Nice?
You like it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it a Big Mac? Was it a quarter pounder with cheese?
It just said cheeseburger.
Just a cheeseburger.
Just a regular cheeseburger, it looks like.
Would you go hard into it the next time? Be like, yo, okay, now we had the cheeseburger. Now it's time for you to have a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's just escalate this B.
Right.
Yeah. Of course, yesterday, it was the right time of day when I took my plane. So, at the John Wayne Airport, I always see it, and I'm like, gosh, we don't really have those around here so much. So I went and I got myself a Carl's Jr. Oh, so good.
Oh, they have good burgers.
I got a famous cheeseburger. So good.
What was the one that they had? The one that basically was like their attempt at being a Big Mac. Like they use it's basically Thousand Island dressing on it.
Oh, sure.
And it's so good.
Yeah.
From Carl's Jr.?
Yeah, from Carl's Jr. It's like the Big Carl or something like that.
Yeah, the Big Carl, yeah. I couldn't do that. I had to just get I just had to get her famous. I was trying to be as good, and I didn't get a combo. I really tried to be as good as I could yesterday, but I'm just not going to get the fries.
Yeah,
I know
2 all beef patties, their classic sauce, 2 slices of American cheese, all on a seeded bun. That doesn't sound like a certain jingle that we sing.
No.
I do like all of the hamburgers at Carl's Jr., but I go to the website and the first thing that pops up is the breakfast burger.
Yes.
And it looks fantastic.
Yes, I was so bummed that it was like I couldn't get it.
Oh, yeah.
The breakfast burger looks amazing.
Dude, Carl's is nothing to sneeze at, man. That's a good spot.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
That's why I was like,
they got the Beyond Burgers there now, too. So that's like...
I was thinking of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's called Beyond Famous.
The Beyond Famous star with cheese.
Yeah. Oh, it's good, dude.
Although I wouldn't get the cheese, but still.
Well, you know what? They held the onion for me, so I bet they could hold the cheese for you, buddy.
They better, or I'm going to throw it right at their face.
Oh, hey. It's getting real. It's getting reals. What do you think was voted as the top thing that couples bicker about at home? I'll tell you at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
At Gaia Herbs, we work ridiculously hard, so our herbs work ridiculously hard for you. That's why instead of making gummies with refined sugar, we developed our own organic fruit-based formula, and why we handpick our leaves off our ginkgo trees to avoid whatever's on the ground, and why we test and retest everything in the lab for maximum potency, because the harder we work, the harder our herbs work for you. Explore our herbs at GaiaHerbs.com/hardestworking. That's GAIA herbs.com/hardestworking. Gaia Herbs, the hardest working herbs on earth.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. All right, you're married, or you're at least in relationship. You're a couple. However you're doing it, maybe you're Kurt and Goldie, and you just you just don't want to ever get married, but you're still together. Okay, you're just doing what you're doing. And this new poll takes a look at what you're fighting about, okay? The top 10 things couple bickers about at home. Danny's in a couple, you're in a couple, I'm in a couple. Sarah and J-Rubs are a couple.
Vicky, in a couple of what?
In other words, you're a couple.
Yes.
Yeah, you're in a relationship.
It sounded funny. You're in a couple, you're in a couple.
We're in a relationship.
Yeah, well, that's what couples are. We're couples, man.
Yeah.
Not together. Vicky's,
thankfully.
Yeah, Vicky's, I don't know how many people are in her couple. If she's, you never know what's going on.
His name is Bob.
That's it. Oh, yeah, you and Bob get along great. So what are the top things that couples bicker about? I figured I'd see if you guys, what do you fight about, Steve, and see if it's on the list.
It's not really fight, but I think you get a little frustrated with each other. The old, what do you want to have for dinner tonight?
Oh.
If you're getting something out, like takeout or going out to eat. I don't know. What do you want? Oh, I was thinking maybe sushi. Sushi doesn't sound that good. All right, well, I need some Indian. Indian doesn't sound that good. Okay, well, why don't you pick? No, you pick. I'm like, well, I just picked 2.
Yeah.
You ever had that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Not on the list. That's wild, because I feel like a lot of people have that.
Funny enough, I have that with my dad. It's like, hey, what would you like to do? Or what would you like to eat? And he's like, I don't know. What about you? I'm like, how about A, B, and C? Oh, I don't like any of those. Okay, what else? I'm like, how about, D, E, and F? He's like, I don't like that either. What else? I'm like,
I feel like if you name 6... If you name 6 choices for anything, that person can go F themselves.
Yeah, that's extreme. I was just going to say, like, for me, it's 2. Like, if I give you 2 options and you shoot down both, then it's up to you to make the decision.
100%.
Because I'll eat whatever.
Yeah, 2 I think is still fair enough for me to go, all right, let me come up with a 3rd and a 4th.
No.
I'm getting irritated by the 4th, but here's Vicky coming up with 5 and 6 and you still don't have an answer. That's when the go F yourself. You deserve it. You deserve to go F yourself if you cannot pick out of 6 choices.
If you shoot down 2 of my ideas, then it's time for you to come up with an idea.
Right. Either you come up with an idea or going with number 1 and you can't complain about it the entire time because you said you didn't come up with your own.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, I'm cool with whatever you pick, and then I pick and you say no, I'm like, well, then you're not cool with
You guys are harsh.
Exactly.
You guys are harsh. You only give people 2 choices because I feel like 2 is not enough for a person that doesn't know what they want. They need more than 2.
We usually do 3 choices, and if she does
3
not
strikes,
pick
you're
one,
out.
Yeah, if she does not pick one after that, then I just get whatever I want.
Is this not on the top 10? That is surprising to me, since you both and Vicky, like you guys have said, the food thing is irritating.
But like I said, it's not. That's not something I legitimately am yelling and arguing.
No,
like,
bicker.
Yeah, but
you're bickering.
Yeah, I guess bicker. It is a bicker.
Yeah, it's a bicker. You're not getting mad about it.
Because I don't know.
We're still eating something awesome. Like, at the end of the day, we both win.
You and your wife are weird. You never fight. I don't understand what's going on in the relationship.
You have no idea if we fight or don't fight.
I think every time I've talked to you, you've talked about how you guys get along, and you never seem to ever get so upset about anything that would ever turn into a. You know, some of the fights I've had.
Yeah,
you've
but
always
you let everybody know about every fight that you have. I don't.
I always thought you were. Oh, I didn't realize you were like just sort of keeping it on the DL. I always thought
often.
Yeah, I thought you were always like. I always thought it was you. Like, you know what? I don't need to get upset about everything. Whereas me, I get upset over everything.
At times, every day, emotions are different. But
you're human.
Yeah, I know. It's
what?
But I don't need to let everyone know.
I would like to know just because
I will let you know because I don't want to deal with the headache of then you thinking that now we can commiserate together. I think no.
Oh yeah, God forbid you and I might be able to think we have something.
Because I've argued and then I'm done and we've moved on and you're like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh no, I've moved past this argument. Like I don't want to relive.
I didn't even know you had it. I always thought you were living this blessed life where nothing bothered you. Oh, now I want to know. I almost want to pick like, what would Steve get upset over that he would have a fight about? Because I can't even imagine what it would be.
You'll never know.
I know I'll never know because you don't give any clue what really pisses you off ever.
Well, also I don't bring it up because I don't think it's always fair to the significant other to like paint them in a bad light. Because I'm always right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, then I have to let you know when she's wrong.
I'm the same way.
Cool.
Aren't I the same way? I've never painted my significant other in a bad light ever in the history on this show. No, never have. All right. So, Danny, how about you? What is something that really, you guys bicker about?
There's not a lot for me necessarily. I know that she gets angry at me when I leave my hats or like if I just like take off my socks and I'll just throw them on the other couch because I'm like eventually going to throw them away, but I just don't want to do it at that same moment.
Right.
Or if I don't put my shoes immediately like under the and where we put our shoes, I don't even know what you call it, but like we just have this
like
area for
rack?
shoes. Yeah, like a shoe rack, I guess, but it's more of like a bookcase. And so I don't put my shoes there immediately. I'll just put them like on the side. And she immediately is like, why can't you just put away your hats? And I'm like, can't you just put away your dirty socks? And I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it eventually. But then she ends up getting up and doing it because it bothers her.
So that's number 7 on the list, kind of, and that's dirty clothes on the floor. Then she said about the socks, or just in general, not putting your stuff where you're supposed to, which I'm 100% behind her with this one. I think, come on, there's a place for everything. Everything has its place. I mean, isn't that something in the Bible? I don't know.
The funny thing with mine is that like there are times where like she'll get annoyed because like not annoyed. Like, she's like, oh, you're going to clean the toilets today or tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, I'll get it done tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and I'm about to do it, but like she wanted to do something else at that moment.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, right now? I'm like, well, it's either now or never. Because like I'm this like mindset like of when like I'm ready to do a chore, I'm doing it. And if you tell me not to do it at that moment, I might get distracted and do something else, and then I don't want to do the chore when you think I'm supposed to do the chore.
Sure.
It's like I'm of the moment kind of guy when it comes to chores. Like it's time to clean the toilets. I'm doing it now, or I'm not doing it for the rest of the day.
And I'm kind of the opposite way in terms of that. Like I have it set in my mind of like I'll do it later, and she just gets frustrated with me and just does it herself. And I'm like, no, I was going to do it. And then I get angry because I'm like, no, I was going to do it in like an hour, but I just don't want to do it right now. And she's like, well, no, I'm doing it right now because you can't get off your butt. And I'm like, oh God, all right.
Yeah, it is. This is the thing with living with people. And usually anyone who's, like me, Yeah, it's like, you just want it done now.
It's got to be done now. Yeah, I'm like Danny's girlfriend for sure.
For me, it gets done when the moment's right.
Yeah, there's no...
Is the moment ever really right to clean toilets?
The moment's right when I tell you to. That's when the moment's right.
Yesterday afternoon, it was right.
Oh.
That was when the moment was right.
They're nice and clean now.
They are.
Yeah, so housework...
I wouldn't say eat off them, but they're spotless.
So it's that starting housework but not finishing it. That's number 4. So I don't know if that quite qualifies for what you and Danny were talking about.
Kind of.
Yeah, but it's like... Yeah, you got to figure it out. Sarah, actually, it's funny. I'm not in a couple, but I do have 2 people living with me, Sarah and J Rubs, and I think it's more. I don't know who it is, who the culprit is, but this irritates the hell out of me. It's the number 1 thing on the list too.
It's nothing I do.
Oh, you both do it.
I bet it's all J Rubs.
Well, we'll see. It irritates. It's just going down to where they live and seeing the lights on, but they're nowhere around. And I'm like, why do they leave the effing lights on? All you gotta do is just shut them off.
That bothers you? Oh, yeah. The lights on?
Oh, I hate the lights on. If you don't need them on, why have them on?
Yeah. What are you, a vampire?
If you're not in the room, I'm not. If you're in the room, I'm fine. But if you're doing something else, you're going outside, you're going to come upstairs and hang. Yeah. Why would you leave the lights on in a room that you're not going to be in?
I typically turn them off. Nowadays, though, it could be Tatum that's doing it in your house.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
it could be Tatum that's doing it. I didn't even know Tatum even came over for a visit.
She's crazy,
man.
Because there are times where I'm like, why is this light on? And I realize, it's Tatum could reach it, and she just loves turning on lights.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be the argument you have for the rest of your life.
She's so pumped when she can reach tying up, or she'll get like her little chair and stand on it and then just turn it on.
Yeah.
See, just picture me doing that to all the lights that are still on in the house. Yeah. Just picture, if I was a little shorter,
2.5,
way cuter.
30.
Sometimes like the TV's still on, even though there's nobody using it. I'm just like, why is everything on and you're nowhere? You're not going to use it.
Well, you're the kind of person that the TV and the lights would be on, and then you just have to run to the mailbox really quick. Do you shut everything off when you run to the mailbox?
No, that's fine. But I'm talking about.
He's the type of person that would.
Well, I would. You're right. I would. But I'm talking. Yeah, but you guys, it's like 20 minutes or something. I'm counting. I'm like,
do you have a stopwatch on? I'm picturing you like a coach. You have a stopwatch around your neck at all times.
They're upstairs talking to me, and I'm going. And all I'm thinking in my head is, I know every light, and the TV is still on down there.
Okay, we don't really want to talk to you for that long, but you just keep going and going and going. So then.
You know what?
It's been 20, 30
you want
minutes.
to talk to me? Here's a good idea. How about you get your own goddamn place? How about that?
No, it's okay. We'll take the 20 minutes.
So if somebody left the TV on and went to the store, would you be upset about it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we do that all the time.
Oh yeah.
The TV never turns off in our house
until bedtime.
Yeah,
you guys.
We keep music on all the time, though.
And Lily's gotten in the habit too, because we'll leave wherever we're staying, and we just leave the TV on, and then we have a game where we guess what's going to be on TV when we get back.
See, it's a fun game. You can't play that if you turn your TV off.
Your generation can never lecture me about carbon footprint ever again, because that's just come on. That's carbon footprint BS messiness right there.
Hey, you know what?
That's why our summers are weird, because of you, Danny.
Yeah, Danny.
The bugs need to watch something, okay, when we're gone.
Ice caps are melting, Danny.
I do keep our TV on so Lulu has something to listen to.
Thank you.
You're never alone when something's on, right?
Because we keep our TV on from the music choice. We'll have the music in the background when we're not watching TV.
Did you just say you need to keep the TV on for the dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dogs never had silence. Dogs don't have TV. They never had TV till humans came around. Dogs. What did dogs do in the wild before you had a TV?
So we didn't have TV at one point either. Are we supposed to just limit the amount of enjoyment our dogs have because they once enjoyed life without televisions?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to answer that. So I'm just going to. We didn't have fire.
Just live in the cold?
I don't even know how to answer these wonderfully amazing questions.
Including animals.
Animals have not evolved to want to care about the TV. They don't.
I'd say watch, but you can't see anymore, so now she just listens to it.
Yeah.
All right. None of these are on the list. We're just weird people.
Leaving the water on while doing dishes. I'm always turning it off.
Yeah, who leaves the water on?
Well, not for an extended period of time, but do some dishes, turn around, handle something, water's still running, turn around, do some more.
BJ would not like that.
Wow, you guys are going to be in trouble with all of the
people.
Who?
The police?
Yeah, the carbon footprint police. You got to shut that water off.
If they have a ring cam, I won't answer if they start knocking on the door.
Yeah. I try to be as good as I can because you waste a lot of water anyway when you're doing dishes, but you can't be leaving that on if you're not actually rinsing anything, right?
One that used to bug me a lot, but it doesn't really bother me anymore, was when she wouldn't make the bed. And it was because like we come to work so early, and then I'd get home, and I'm like, you slept till 10 o'clock and you can't make the bed before you go to work?
Oh, I'm 100% behind her. I don't make the bed. Who cares?
I never make the bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
always make the bed.
I love a fresh made bed.
Yeah, I that was the one thing in the military. I go, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear your stupid, a made bed means you've accomplished. I'll go shut up. You know what I accomplished? I accomplished getting up and going to work. My bed's fine. Yeah, I've totally not, because I totally don't give a damn about my bed's made. Who cares?
It's nice just to have a nice bed made. Like, it just feels better. It feels cleaner.
Look, if you like it, I'm not putting you down, but for me, I mean,
you want to live in filth and look like a slob, then go ahead.
But you have crumbs in your bed too, don't you?
Oh, well, that actually is on the list. Number 8 is crumbs in the bed. I don't eat in the bed, Danny, so there's no crumbs in the bed, because you know why?
J-Rubs does.
Does he really? What's he eating in the bed?
Oh, when
he's a savage. I don't know if I might have to disapprove of this marriage.
He knows I don't like
Savage.
it, but sometimes he'll leave wrappers of stuff next to the
Like
bed.
Kit Kat bars?
Like chips. It's mainly chips, which are tasty and great, but they're the worst for crumbs.
Yes,
The
they are.
worst.
You can't be eating in bed.
Which style of chips is he getting?
Oh, usually the jalapeno.
Yeah. Oh, he's spicy, isn't he?
Man.
He's a spicy guy.
Okay, well, yeah.
He's a spicy savage.
He'll leave the evidence, though.
You can't eat in bed. Once you start, that's the problem.
What about
you really...
popcorn in bed?
Nothing.
No, there's nothing, Danny.
But what about a nice romantic movie?
Exactly.
night?
Thank you.
How about you just eat like, the
Maybe
couches-
ice cream.
Why maybe ice cream? Why is that okay?
And in a cup or cone?
Not a cone, because then there's crumbs.
Okay, that's what I was curious.
I mean, I don't even trust you with a cup of ice
I can't
cream.
even. You know what? I don't know when these rules were made by the Steve Society, but they're the weirdest. Like the way you live, man.
It makes sense.
It does. Please help me, because I don't know how it makes sense.
It could be a food that doesn't create crumbs.
Yeah.
And ice cream doesn't create crumbs.
Because the crumbs itch in the middle of the night.
Yeah, but there's chocolate flakes and stuff they can get everywhere.
Well, it depends on the ice cream, of course.
Well, what kind of ice cream are you doing in bed? Do you have a special bed ice cream?
I was thinking maybe like the Americone Dream, the Ben & Jerry's. I don't know.
What's Americone Dream? What is that in there?
That was the first one that came to mind. Actually, I like the Bananas Foster one.
Okay.
That one's freaking
all right.
awesome.
There's nothing that can get in the bed, like bananas flying everywhere. Because you know how the thing is. Things fly, dude. You're smacking stuff around. You don't know
How
what kind
are
of
you
ice cream.
eating your ice cream? You toss in the air.
I use it as a
Like
suppository, if you must know.
Okay.
There are days where because I don't have a significant other, I have my own house. I'm like, oh, it would be really nice to have a partner to live with. And then I hear this.
Yeah, you don't want
I don't, I want can I have a boyfriend or a husband that lives in the house next to me, but
You're
I keep
going
my
to
own
need
space?
that, Vicky. You're right. You're going to need
'Cause
that.
I'm not wanting to share my space. If I want to leave the dishes in the sink, I'm going to leave my dishes in the sink. I do not care.
Yeah, that's number 3 on the list. Not putting clean dishes away.
Oh, I hate that. I'd rather wash the dishes, and I hate putting them away because I can't reach and I have to get the step stool.
That's why you
Put
need
them
a
on a
man.
lower shelf.
I don't like all the lower chefs are already taken. I have to use the higher one.
Vicky is
on the
like
ground.
watching. Yeah, it's like watching Peter Dinklage on Game of Thrones trying to get the wine goblet. It's like a real fun time.
So it's I bet BJ eats his nasty ass tuna melt in bed. Gross warm tuna. What the hell?
That's probably true.
Okay, first off, with the tuna melt hate, it's not like it's something no one's ever heard of. It's a classic sandwich. Secondly, I eat nothing in bed. You know why? I have a perfectly good couch or a perfectly good dining room table or a perfectly good kitchen counter. I mean, I don't need to eat in bed.
And you're not allowed to eat tuna melts at home, right, Sarah?
No, that tuna smells so bad.
Like, what is that scent of tuna coming from BJ's bedroom?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? None of these things are on the list because we're all idiots, so I'm not even going to tell you. We know we're bickering about nothing on this list. We are just the worst people that we should never live with anybody, basically. All right. Well, congratulations. I'm so happy to be part of this. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
A scratch test
Yeah, baby.
is usually performed when a doctor suspects the patient has what?
Strep throat.
No.
Measles.
No.
Chlamydia.
No.
I rest my case. I just did.
What?
The correct answer is allergies. If you want a shot at beating Steve, 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do it at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
At Gaia Herbs, we work ridiculously hard, so our herbs work ridiculously hard for you. That's why instead of making gummies with refined sugar, we developed our own organic fruit-based formula, and why we handpick our leaves off our ginkgo trees to avoid whatever's on the ground, and why we test and retest everything in the lab for maximum potency, because the harder we work, the harder our herbs work for you. Explore our herbs at GaiaHerbs.com/hardestworking. That's GAIA herbs.com/hardestworking. Gaia Herbs, the hardest working herbs on earth. At Gaia Herbs, we work ridiculously hard, so our herbs work ridiculously hard for you. That's why instead of making gummies with refined sugar, we developed our own organic fruit-based formula, and why we handpick our leaves off our ginkgo trees to avoid whatever's on the ground, and why we test and retest everything in the lab for maximum potency, because the harder we work, the harder our herbs work for you. Explore our herbs at GaiaHerbs.com/hardestworking. That's GAIA herbs.com/hardestworking. Gaia Herbs, the hardest working herbs on earth.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Hard to believe. But really, when I think about it, Pain in the Grass is here because our big pre-show party, the pre-funk, is tonight.
Yep, tonight you got the Pretty Reckless and Aaron Jones. They're going to be over at the Moore Theater. And then Aaron doing double duty because they'll be performing on Saturday at Pain in the Grass as well. It's going to be a party.
Oh, man. And that, to see that guy live,
so good live.
He's got that new song, Filthy, that if you haven't heard it, check it out. It is good. 3 big days of Pain in the Grass for Labor Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And
Alice in Chains,
wow.
Breaking Benjamin. They're going to be on Saturday. You have George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Sammy Hagar, the Glorious Sons, Queensryche on Sunday. And it's on Friday night, kicking things off, Pain in the Grass at the White River Amphitheater with Incubus and Sublime with Rome.
And look, if you want to hang with us, which is cool, we have the BJ and Migs party. Limited number of tickets available for that, including the first ever BJ and Migs weenie toss. What the hell is that? There are trophies and championship wrestling belts, so come on.
And buns and weenies.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you need to know?
And T-shirts.
Yes.
That commemorate the weenie toss.
Along with, of course, tickets to see Pain in the Grass. I mean, so you're like, okay.
We'll hook you up with food and drink and all that.
We got
good spirits.
You got to figure this out. You got to figure this out. The way you can do that, go to KISW.com.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. B-Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, B-Migs, you're a loser.
Well, happy hump day, everyone.
It is indeed a Wednesday.
Yeah. And for those who may not know, I'm Vicky Barcelona, and we're going to be playing Beat Migs.
You're Vicky who?
Barcelona.
I didn't
Barcelona.
know.
Actually, how the Spaniards are Barcelona.
I know, and you know, it's so funny to think that you're like, you go with those snobs.
It's so snobby. Barcelona.
Yeah.
Barcelona.
They like to do that in Spain.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, close enough.
Wow. I have no idea what happened with Steve, but I hope he's okay.
I think he's having a stroke. Anywho, let's go. Oh. Hey, Cameron from Mason Lake. Are you there?
Hey, morning, guys. Hello,
morning,
Victoria.
Hello. Steve, get out of here.
Okay, bye. You know what? Vicky is just, she's just right to the point. Get the hell out.
Well, Steve was like, he's always. Yeah.
Vicky has no tolerance for either one of us, actually. It's like, you guys, just stop being stupid.
I'm
Let's
like,
play.
I have a finite amount of attention. If you want me to continue to keep it, shush.
That's pretty fair. It's pretty fair.
All right. For those playing at home, Cameron has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you do only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What actress co-starred along Adam Sandler in the late 90s movie The Wedding Singer?
That was Drew Barrymore.
Correct. Who provided the original voice for Buzz Lightyear?
Tim Allen.
Correct. What 2010 film based on a comic book did Brie Larson have a supporting role in?
Brie Larson. Captain Marvel.
Nope.
Green Lantern?
Nope.
Pass.
What city hosted the debut of the 90s reality TV show The Real World?
Seattle.
No.
New York.
Correct. Fred Schneider is a member of which famous band?
B-52s.
Correct. Lovelace, Mumble, and Memphis are all penguins in what computer animated movie?
Happy Feet.
Correct. What was Princess Diana's maiden name?
Pass.
Jefferson City is the capital of what U.S. state?
Nebraska.
No.
Kansas.
Nope.
Arkansas.
No. Who starred and directed the early 90s movie Dances with Wolves?
Kevin Costner.
Yes, correct.
All
1,
right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, correct.
This could be a tough one.
I know. I mean, there's a
it's
few on
gonna be
there
a tough
that I
one.
really don't think he's going to get.
I know. You even stumped me with that one about that actress.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know this one.
You're going to kick yourself when you do.
Yeah, I probably do, but I don't think I remember that actress in that, whatever that might be.
You got some geography in there, so I got a chance.
All right. Sorry. Yeah, I'm screwed. Here we go.
Are you ready?
Got your work cut out for you, brother.
What actress co-starred along Adam Sandler in the late 90s movie The Wedding Singer?
Drew Barrymore.
Correct. Who provided the original voice for Buzz Lightyear?
Tim Allen.
Correct. Which 2010 film, based on a comic book, did Brie Larson have a supporting role in?
Captain Marvel?
Nope.
Oh, damn it. Black Panther?
Nope.
The Avengers?
No.
Damn it.
What city hosted the debut of the 90s reality TV show?
Daredevil?
No. The Real World.
Which city what?
Hosted the debut of the 90s reality TV
New York.
show. There you go. Fred Schneider is a member of which famous band?
Tin Roof. Rusted. B-52s.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, Chrysler. It's big as a whale.
Oh, nice. Wow.
That's all I got.
Very nice.
Lovelace, Mumble, and Memphis are all penguins in what computer animated movie?
March of the Penguins?
No.
Happy Camper.
No.
Happy Feet.
There you go.
Oh, boy. Happy Camper. Great spot.
What was Princess Diana's maiden name?
Sally.
No.
Sally.
Princess Wincess?
Yes,
Princess
Diana
Wincess.
Diana.
No.
Diana. Dirty.
Yeah.
No.
Dirty Diana.
Wow.
That's what
This is quite a performance.
Not a great performance because it's 6-5. Steve loses.
Oh, nice work, Cameron. Nice work, Cameron.
Damn
I knew I could count on you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, great game,
Cameron.
job. Wow, that is, you know what, Steve, I have something real special for you right here. I think it's this one. Yeah. Woo. This was really a pleasant surprise because I thought Steve would get that. But no.
I love that.
Diana Bobana.
Yes.
That's it. Is it Rogers?
No.
Is Baker?
No.
Is it
Starts with an S. How about that?
Oh,
Swanson.
No.
Simpson.
You're never gonna get it.
Sacagawea.
No.
Okay.
You give up?
Slamovich.
Yes, that one.
It's Slamtown. Diana Slamtown Slamovich.
Slurpee.
Okay, that's not a good name
If
for
some-
it.
I mean, I'm sure it's someone's name.
What's her name?
Princess Slurpee.
Spencer.
Spencer.
Spencer's not that hard of a name to remember. Dang it.
I'm
Diana
never going to remember
Spencer.
that.
All right. There are two you didn't get to,
It
Steve.
is the 25th anniversary of her passing. Wasn't that yesterday?
I believe
It's,
so.
yeah, I think it's this week at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, 25 years since she passed away.
I believe so.
That's when the candle was in the wind, man. 25 years ago.
Did Elton John song, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Diana Spencer. Wow.
Jefferson City is the capital of what U.S. state?
Is it
Or
Missouri?
Yeah, state. Yes, it is Missouri.
I would have got that.
Take me down to Jefferson City. All
right, Steve, would you have gotten who starred and directed in the early 90s movie Dances with Wolves?
That would be Kevin Costner.
You would have, yeah.
Good job, buddy.
So you would have at least...
But you lost.
I'm not counting Missouri. I don't think you would have won that one. You would have tied.
Yeah.
The other one you guys didn't get. Which 2010 film based on a comic book did Brie Larson have a supporting role in?
2010 film based on a comic book, but I bet it's not a superhero movie, is it?
Kind of. No.
The Watchmen.
No.
I don't know.
Schindler's List.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, she was in that?
Yeah, everyone and their mother was in that.
Oh, I totally don't even know who she was in. I gotta watch that movie again. It's been a while.
The great comic book Schindler's List.
I know. You're right. Schindler's List was an amazing comic book. Yeah.
Movie I've never seen,
Yeah.
but will always use as an answer.
Except when it's
I know
time.
it's not right.
Yeah, except when Schindler's List is a question, then you're like, I have no idea.
It's like that and Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Movie starts with a sh. I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, that's not a comic book movie. Well, you know what? You've proven exactly the kind of quality player you were this round.
I mean, I almost did it.
Almost, but Cameron, congratulations on your win.
Yeah, thank you, Cameron. And thank you, Schindler. I guess I should thank you for that as well.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't even know who this person is, and until recently didn't even know what this song is. So this story I'm about to go to, I'm completely oblivious to from all directions. But I just learned about Teenage Dirtbag from you guys from Wheatus. I never knew that song.
Have you listened to it since?
Oh, it's a great song.
Right?
It's in my it's on my playlist now. I love that song. I had,
and it's been a TikTok phenomenon these days because everybody's posting the song, and then it goes to videos or pictures of that person when they were a teenager. It's like a social media trend, the teenage dirtbag thing.
One of my most popular posts on my personal Instagram recently.
I bet, because it's fun to look at somebody when they were younger.
Yeah, and it's like, especially if you have a lot of embarrassing pictures, you know what I mean? It's
Which
one of those,
doesn't when you're a teen, right?
So they're all awkward, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a teenage dirtbag. Hashtag teenage dirtbag on the TikToks, and also on Twitter and Instagram. I've seen it as well.
Sure.
Oh, look at Danny.
All emo looking. You really haven't changed.
I really not.
No. At least not his clothing. That's for sure.
There was a Hawaiian shirt that happened at one point, and it was like, where did I get that? I don't know.
You had red hair at one point.
Yeah.
So do you guys know
how you dress the same, look the same?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you guys know American Idol Jax? Like when I see the name JAX, I think of Mortal Kombat. Same. I think of that's what I don't know who the hell this American Idol Jax is.
No idea.
Okay. So Jax recorded a stripped down version of Teenage Dirtbag. He's got 8.4. Oh, it's she.
Yeah.
I just want to say, see, Jax. You know, Jax was the guy with the muscles, wasn't he, in Mortal Kombat? I don't even know who she is. She has 8.4 million TikTok followers.
That's a few.
She altered the lyrics, changing it from a song about Noel to a song from Noel's point of view. Okay.
That's clever. Yeah. The whole song's about this guy, this teenage dirtbag that wants to take out or ask out Noel, but doesn't think that she even knows his name.
Yeah.
She doesn't give a damn about me.
Because he's a teenager. I got the goosebumps.
Yeah.
So this is Noel. This is Noel's viewpoint. At least this is Jack's version.
My name is Noel. In gym class, I mostly duck and I kinda smell. Puberty really sucks. I like this one guy, but he's pretty shy, and he doesn't know who I am, and he doesn't give a damn about me, 'cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, maybe with me.
Okay, I want more artists to do perspective of a song that's about somebody to do the other perspective. It's kind of clever.
Vicky just showed me a video of Jackson. I'm just getting a slight Avril vibe from her, and I'm digging this kid.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm really digging this kid. I like her voice. I like her look. And it's clever, by the way, what she did. Good for her, man. That's cool. Jax, I hope you have a great career.
Have you ever heard any of her other stuff?
No, I haven't heard a thing. But she
does have a song that's been massively popular.
I gotta check it out.
It's one of those things where I'm like, who the hell is this? Because sometimes I'll go through my Apple playlists of new music and stuff, and I'll be like, who's this and what? And just because It's just so much music. It's impossible to stay on top of things. And she has a big song that a lot of people are talking about called Victoria's Secret. That's like kind of like a song about like women not, falling victim to all like the norms of like, like starving yourself to look a certain way. And it's pretty cool.
Oh, I love that about her. That's a great message.
I actually think when I heard this song, I'm like, I bet this is a BJ song.
Oh, Danny says he's, here. All right, you got a sample, Danny? Yep. All right.
God, I wish somebody would have told me when I was younger. All bodies aren't the same. Photoshop itty bitty models on magazine covers. Told me I was overweight. I stopped eating. What a bummer. Can't have carbs and a hot girl summer. If I could go back and tell myself when I was younger, I'd say, psst, I know Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, this is like 2000s pop punk. Like power pop, not pop punk, but power pop.
I'm getting, I don't know.
She's born in the wrong century, wrong decade.
You're right. This honorable vibe that I'm getting is not that crazy.
This is your new girl, Jax.
All right.
Jax.
Plus, that's a great message. How do you not like this kid? All right.
I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't know.
Well, I mean,
the internet, if you can find anyone that won't like it.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Nothing is universally liked except for Bill Murray.
Yeah, and I understand. Look, for what we do here and what people like here, you're not going to dig her, but you know me, my music taste. Yeah, I mean, but you're right. It is like a time machine with this girl.
So he said someone needs to edit both versions of Teenage Dirtbag together as a duet. His side, her side, chorus together.
It's a great idea.
And then they go on tour together.
Yeah. I mean, Wheatus is probably up for that. I mean, I'm sure it's still pulling more people than a Wheatus concert.
That's probably true.
Like, don't get me wrong. If Wheatus comes to town, I'm going.
Dude,
there'll probably be like 100 of us.
The lead singer showed up at an emo night recently, and he played the song. He played Teenage Dirtbag for emo night, and everyone was just losing their collective minds.
That must have been fun.
Yeah, I love when they pull different artists in that you haven't thought about for a while, and it's like, oh my god, that's awesome.
That'd been funny if you never even played that song. He's like, I'm the Wheatus guy, not gonna play it though.
We're gonna play all our deep cuts.
The other cool thing is, I wasn't sure how relative American Idol is anymore since they went to ABC.
Oh,
so I don't know
that show.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know when Jax what graduating class she's been in for American Idol, if it was the Fox version or if it's the ABC version, but. I mean, really, I haven't heard too many American Idol people going on doing great stuff outside of the ones that, we know from back in the day, like Kelly Clarkson and, Carrie Underwood, and I don't know too many others after that.
There was a couple that have gone into the world of like Christian, like contemporary Christian music, like,
Clay Aiken was one?
Well, Clay Aiken sort
Chris
of.
Tomlin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know what Clay went
Danny
into politics.
Gokey.
Oh, okay.
Like these are all Daughtry did pretty well though.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about Daughtry.
But not a lot. You're definitely right. I feel like she's probably more of the current version of American Idol because she looks pretty young.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of cool that she was discovered on that show, basically.
So like, who is she again? Jax, Jax.
Yeah, again, not the one that did Mortal Kombat that was beating people up with his robot arms.
So it's another good follow-up song is when Coheed and Cambria did Jesse's Girl 2. And the whole song is about how Jesse's Girl is actually kind of horrible. LOL.
Oh, I don't think I've heard that version.
Yeah.
Is it good? Mm-hmm. I mean, I've never even. I don't
remember much of it, so it wasn't like. It's not like one of my favorite Coheed and Cambria songs, but I remember thinking it was pretty fun and clever.
That's very clever.
And I did actually see there was a TikToker who did the Jesse's Girl from the girlfriend's perspective, where it's like he doesn't blink when he's looking at me, and she's like, "Your roommate's a creep." Like
it's so true.
Yes,
it is a stocky song. It's like every breath you take when you really get the vibe for what the song is about. Jesse's Girl is very stocky. It's really like, dude, like I'm with him. Will you stop looking at me and get your own girl? What are you doing?
Oh, if you paid attention to a lot of especially 60s, 70s, 80s lyrics about quote unquote love, it's very stalkerish.
Oh yeah, it's not cool. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. This is where you pick the topic and you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999. Whatever you want to talk about. We got your calls. We got your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Is Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Okay, look, you're saying in life, nobody listens to me. I got lots of things and nobody cares. Well, we care, but Steve stops caring if you don't do this.
Yeah, show some energy and bring it, BJ. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. and then say goodbye.
Oh, wow.
Damn it, Ed McMahon. Cut me off.
Goodbye, old friend. Ed McMahon waits for no man. I don't know if you know that. Okay. You better respect.
Except the Grim Reaper.
No.
No.
Well, there we go.
Okay.
Too soon.
Sorry.
Too soon. The man's like
Rest in
dead.
peace.
What, 10 years, 15 years maybe?
I don't know when he passed away, but
it was a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. Listeners on the loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Starting things off with a question about food.
Yes.
That's us.
Because that's what people want to ask us about. They know that we're the aficionados of food. They want to know, what is the best mall food court option of all time?
Oh, that's easy.
Can I say tuna melt just to piss everybody off?
No.
Dude, we are getting a lot of tweets from people that had a tuna melt last night and they enjoyed it for dinner. So
you can have it for dinner.
You have that, BJ.
Wow, you know what? There are so many things I wanted to accomplish in my life. I have that. Thank you.
Yep.
There we go.
A lot of people have been texting all morning saying, because of BJ, I tried having a tuna melt
so
last night,
good, man.
and it was delicious.
It is so damn good. You guys, all right, but what's this about mall what?
Best food at the mall court. The food.
Oh, the food court in the mall.
Yeah. What is the best option of all time?
That's easy.
Is it Sbarro's?
Sbarro's.
It's
100%.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir.
No.
Look, I like Sbarro's. I do. But I'm sorry, if you have to bow to the great Panda Express.
No. Nope.
Wow.
Absolutely
How can
not.
Panda Express is like, I mean,
Panda Express is fantastic.
It's
All right.
it beats Sbarro.
Both of them, great picks.
Okay.
I enjoy them both thoroughly. Orange Julius, bitches.
Okay. First of all, I don't even think they're around anymore.
Hell yeah.
There's a couple, where are they? I mean,
At the mall.
Well, okay. Thanks, guys. I think there's still one at the Tacoma Mall.
They're an Orange Julius Dairy Queen combo.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Orange Julius.
There was one at the mall, and that's not there anymore. Like a lot of the Dairy
done.
Queens. I went in to get a smoothie, and the Dairy Queen didn't have it anymore.
There's one in Auburn.
I think
at
at the
Outlet
at the Super Mall, which is the outlet, the old Super Mall,
Yeah.
But that's the problem. Look, I was an Orange Julius man, Steve. Back in the day, I thought they were the most wonderful things in the world. But you know who kicked their ass?
Who's that?
Jamba.
Oh, sorry.
No, so you weren't Sbarro. Jamba Juice kicked their ass. See, Jamba's now the new Orange
Jamba's
Julius.
good.
They're all over the place in malls.
The pina colada at Orange Julius is like next level.
But it's not. I mean, it probably had like 4 zillion calories. I mean, but that's the problem is that people started
South
looking.
Mall still got the DQ Orange Julius. I knew it. I thought I went by there. Also, honorable mention to Annie Ann's.
I won't argue with Annie Ann's.
That's not in the food court, though, usually. That's usually just in the mall in general. We're
right.
talking
They kind of
actual
tease
food.
you, like where you're approaching the food court.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
like that in Cinnabon.
That's a little snacky.
Yeah.
Snacks. Yeah.
Like you're embarking on the food court. You're not there yet.
Yeah.
That is interesting. What is it about Annie Ann's and Cinnabons that they don't get to hang out in the food court? It's like the island of misfit
They're
toys.
snacks. They're not. It's not a meal.
But they're food.
Or they think they're above it.
Oh. I don't know.
They don't want to be fraternizing with all these other places.
All right, Danny's got a point. Maybe it is just because it's not a full meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, though of the two that you got, I think I'd lean more towards. Oh man,
Panda Express, dude.
Panda
look.
Express is so
Panda
good.
Express
so
is
damn good.
fantastic, but the Sbarro's better in the mall food court, and they've had more longevity.
Also,
the Panda Express?
Can you get a Sbarro anywhere outside of a food court? Because
No.
Panda Express now you can go.
Yes.
In Puyallup, we have a standalone Panda Express fast food place.
Here's what I'm going to say to Danny about his Sbarro. Here's the problem. Usually, somewhere in the vicinity of a big mall is an Olive Garden. So if I'm going to have an itch for Italian food, I'm going to go see if I can find an Olive Garden. Because usually the big malls, somewhere in the vicinity, there's an Olive Garden. Like you get out of South Center, it's not in the mall itself, but it's very close.
And I would like to point this out. The Sbarro started in 1956 in Brooklyn, New York. So
Really?
we got that Brooklyn pizza.
Really?
And Panda Express did not start until 1983 in California. So,
But how many locations
Ba-boom.
are there? Because a lot of them have closed down. And I think, according to if this map is correct, there's only one in Washington.
What?
Sbarro.
Yeah, Sbarro's. There's not many, Danny.
I haven't seen them in malls. I always get excited. What about the good old Okie Dokie Grill?
Where the hell is that?
It's in South Hill.
You know what? It's interesting. When I went to have lunch
I've
with
never
you,
eaten there.
You know me. I love my mall, Steve. So I was like, I heard South Hill had a makeover. So before I went to see you, I said I got to go check out South Hill Mall. And I saw all these different places.
Yeah.
That when I go, I don't know these places that are food like Okie Dokie and all that.
Did they get their yakisoba?
Yeah. See, South Hill's got their own little vibe when it comes to the food court.
I didn't even realize
So
that.
does Super Mall of Auburn. They got a little vibe, too, where they got some places where you go, I don't think there's any place anywhere but here that's got this place.
So he said Charlie's cheesesteaks.
Oh,
those
yeah.
are fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good joint.
I do like that.
For the longest time, I remember that Subway was only in a food court. Like, when I was younger. That's where I knew, like, okay, get Subway there. There was a Burger King at our old mall when I was growing up in the food court, which was pretty sweet.
The one that, actually, one of my favorite fast food restaurants of all time that I discovered when I worked at the mall, Del Taco. They had those in the food
It's a good
court,
joint.
and it was fantastic because especially when you're working, you only have a 15-minute break at Hot Topic. So I'd run down there, get a combo burrito for $1.30, and that was my meal for the rest of the night, and it was fantastic.
By the way, I've got some big breaking fast food news.
Uh-oh.
Big breaking fast food news. Danny, you may know this place. I don't know if they had them down in New Mexico, but they have them all over California. But I just read a story. Breaking news. El Pollo Loco is coming to Washington.
Oh, my God. I love El Pollo Loco so much.
It's coming to Washington.
The Crazy Chicken?
Yes.
Yes, the Crazy Chicken is coming to Washington, which I believe, was that what Los Pollos Hermanos was supposed to be when, as far as in Breaking Bad, was it making it sort of like a parody of
That's
El
a
Pollo
good question.
Loco?
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, if you haven't been to the Crazy Chicken down in California, we're getting them up here. I don't know, like the franchise is expanding.
They have a salsa bar. They also do like half chickens. You could eat really healthy.
Oh,
at
Steve,
El Pollo Loco.
forget about it.
So good.
Yeah,
what about Walk This Way?
Walk this way. Where's that? Is that on another South Hill? See, South Hill's got. I think these are the only where they are. I never see these places anywhere else, but they look good. Yeah, Walk this way is a great name.
It's the greatest name
It's
ever.
a fantastic
Walk
name.
This Way.
Yeah, so I mean, really, you're talking food court. If there's an Ivers in the food court, not everybody has
people
one.
texting in about Ivers.
But Ivers in the food court, I'll always go to. But they don't always have them.
Locas.
Las tortas locas.
Is that again South Hill?
Yes.
You need to stop with South Hill's got their own. They got their own thing going on over there.
But that's where I'm at, man.
Yeah, well, there are other malls, Steve.
In South Center, they have a place that does sushi and sushi burritos. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, the South Center also has a couple places where they're their own drum, baby.
Chipotle.
They got a
Chipotle
Din
in
Tai
South
Fung
Center.
there inside though. I mean,
That's
is that
not-
food
yeah,
court?
it's not a food court.
But it's in the mall.
It is.
Okay,
I
well,
feel
so
like-
is Cinnabon. No,
So
it's
is
its own.
Trappers.
It's its own joint.
I feel like
Din
if
Tai-
Trappers like outside the mall, connected to the mall.
If you have to sit in the actual food court area, cafeteria style, then that counts.
Yeah, I feel like if you have to
Din
enter
Tai
from the
Fung.
outside into the restaurant, it doesn't count. But Din Tai Fung is inside the mall.
But
You
it's
enter
its own
inside the
place.
mall.
But you
It's
don't
like-
take it and sit in the cafeteria.
Yeah,
You can if you want to.
Okay, no,
who's
you
doing that?
can't. They won't let you walk out of the joint with their silverware and stuff.
No, but you get it to go.
Well, then is
And then
that
you go to
really?
the mall.
Well, what the heck? Then you could do that with anything. You could get it. I could literally walk into the mall from anything I got to go at this point. Hey, what do you got? Oh, hey, I got Metropolitan Grill, and I'm eating it at the mall. Hey, it's my favorite mall place.
Pretzels.
Okay, I feel like this conversation has to end, or I will blow my mind here. I just, that's what it is. So yeah, we answered. Panda Express is the winner, right?
No, Sabaro.
Dude, there's no Sbarros.
Orange Julius.
Just like, as a matter of fact, they've been replaced by the Old Village. Is that what it's called? There's a new Italian joint that's like the new Sbarro, but it's not Sbarro. Old Villa? Is it Villa?
I don't know.
Bellevue Square
Bob
has
Villa?
it. Yeah, Bob Villa has a place. I know that Bellevue Square has an Italian place, and it's not Sbarro. Yeah, but I don't know. But it's like, but then they're not in the food court. See, Bellevue Square doesn't have a food court. You kind of just have to. Hopefully, they won't let anybody have a food court. You got to go where you can go.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. I know. Bellevue Square's like, no, sorry, or the Collection.
Well, they got that cactus place.
Ooh, yeah, but that is not in the food court.
Yeah. No, but it's connected to the mall.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You actually have to. It is, but you have to walk outside the mall. You actually have to enter from the outside. You have to walk.
Kinda. You're in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to tell you.
That other one.
I'm not saying it's not in the mall, but you can't get to it in the mall. You have to go outside the doors of the mall.
With a hammer, you get to it.
Oh, yeah, you sure can.
I'm going to argue what my 8-year-old daughter told me this weekend when I got excited about a hamburger place I saw in Tucson. And she just goes, Dad, you get way too excited about food. And I was like, you know what? That's all of us.
Yeah, because drugs and alcohol, we don't want to get into that excitedly, or your life will be ruined. That's
you have
why.
No idea the celebration we had in our home when we realized that Papa Murphy's now has all like plant-based cheese and things along those lines. So you can do a take and bake vegan pizza.
Was it a dance party?
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was a dance in my stomach party, I tell you. Papa Murphy's is so, like, you forget how good the pizza is there until you get it, because I got to cook it.
It's so good.
But the crust is so good.
Yeah. And we found out recently that they started here in Washington.
Yes.
In Vancouver.
How about Papa Murphy's?
I know.
How about
Red Robin?
Red Robin. That's Starbucks.
Starbucks.
There you go. There we go.
This is like some institution.
We got some. We got stuff.
Costco.
They got hot dogs.
They are actually the biggest pizza company in the United States because of how much pizza they sell.
She's not lying about that.
They do kick out a lot of pizza.
Yeah, they do.
It's delicious.
They're probably pretty good with hot dogs too.
I'm sure there's other chains that we just don't even realize.
That started here?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some that we just can't. We've been to many times and we can't.
Expedia,
remember.
right? Expedia.
What do you eat at Expedia?
Well, I thought we were talking about successful businesses.
Food, man.
Oh, sorry.
Microsoft.
So sorry about that. Yeah. Well, you can eat at Microsoft. They have a good cafeteria in there for their people. All right, fine. And Mod Pizza.
Mod Pizza.
Yeah, Mod Pizza.
You're right.
Here. Yeah.
They have Mod Pizza in Tucson, and Lily was so excited she made me take her there 3 times.
Ooh, somebody just threw in a good one. Johnny Rockets.
I don't mean to be judgmental. Johnny Rockets has got to figure it out in some of their locations.
It was just, we had that one bad
my buddy told me he went to one recently, and it was a whole different one, same experience. There's something going on at Johnny Rockets where, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a franchise that's on the up. It seems like, if you had like the power rankings.
Though, there is so great.
And
I agree.
Such good burgers, too.
You know who I like better, and I can't think of it. Oh my gosh, it's a California one, but it's very similar to Johnny Rockets, and my brain is.
All of a sudden, his wife lives in California. California's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, Red Ruby? No, it's not Red Ruby.
Ruby's.
Oh, Ruby's.
Ruby's is great.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Ruby's, Johnny Rockets needs to get to Ruby's Cat. I mean, it's the same vibe, right? The diner, and makes you feel like the 50s. I look, a lot of us that I know, we go there, we want to give them a chance, and then they just don't seem to.
I had a bad experience with the shake, but I would still go back in a heartbeat. I asked for a peanut butter shake that they had, and they just gave me a vanilla shake, and they just took like a clump of peanut butter and dropped it in there. I didn't even mix it.
Don't forget that I ordered. They didn't have what I want. Like they didn't have half the stuff you want.
Oh, that was a weird experience because we kept asking for stuff, and I was like, "We don't have that. Can you have this?" And finally, we go, "Well, what do you have?" He goes, "Everything else." And then we asked for something else. He goes, "We don't have that." I'm like, "Are you pranking us right now?"
It's like a Monty Python bit.
Yeah.
What are we doing
How long
here?
ago was this?
Oh, like 15 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean that's why I've let it go.
Here's the thing, though. My buddy just went and told me the very same experience you
What
had.
if it's the same guy that works there? He's just still miserable.
Yeah, it's like and you know what? No one ever says, "Hey, by the way, you know where you ought to go." Never hear the JR pop up in that. I mean, people never.
Wow,
say,
the Johnny Rocket slander happening on our show.
I know. I
just like to say, go on record. I love Johnny Rockets, and I will eat there every single day of my life.
I still enjoyed that shake.
Yeah.
And that scoop of peanut butter at the bottom of it.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
I stabbed it with my straw and I ate it.
I got a Panda Express to go to. I don't got time. I just don't have time.
You know, we have a Panda Express in Puyallup.
Congratulations.
That's by itself. You don't even have to go to a mall.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a standalone.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I actually didn't know that Panda Express was in food courts for the longest time because in New Mexico, they're all standalones.
Oh, well, fancy New Mexico.
I remember being unreasonably excited for the Panda Express owners that they're like, that's so cool, man. They broke out of the mall world and now they're doing their own thing. Like, what do I just like seeing people succeed in life, including the Panda Express people.
Good for you.
For all I know, are not nice people or they're great people. I have no idea, but I was just happy to see that they were able to leave the food courts. They got out of the food court, man.
They're in their own place now.
They've probably been saying it for years. One day we're leaving this food court and we're going to start our own place.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a food truck finally starting its own like brick and mortar store.
Yeah. You know,
Fat Zach. Shout out to Fat Zach.
By the way, I think it's, and I don't know too many malls that are like this. There was a mall in Massachusetts that I went to, the Natick Mall, where they have a Chick-fil-A in the food court. That's what we need. Then you don't have to worry about parking your car. In long lines and stuff, because that Bellevue Chick-fil-A is still insane.
Unless you're shopping on a Sunday.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you know what?
Panda Express open.
That's a good point. You know what? I'll just go to I'll go to the Heathen. Let me go to the Heathen Filet. Someone should just open up a Heathen Filet right next door and go, we're open Sundays. We don't care about our souls. Come over here.
There's only like 30 billion fast food places that serve chicken sandwiches. Yeah. I think you can find something on a Sunday.
Heathen Filet.
Someone tweeted out they need to do one right next to it and call it the side chick.
Oh.
Hey.
Thank you.
I like it.
Or like cluck you.
I like it.
All right. That may win better. Imagine if you did that. You went to all the Chick-fil-A's and opened up a Cluck You next door. That would be legit.
Only
that's
open on Sundays.
That's a Larry David thing. That's a Curb Your Enthusiasm mood right there. I love that.
We're at war.
Yeah. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Got more of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take those at 9:35 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
So just like saying, Steve, Fat Zach's is the best. I did all their signs. I eat there for free.
Oh, nice.
Fat Zach's.
Oh, dude. Great pizza. Great. Another story of triumph that I got excited for because they were in downtown Puyallup as like a little food stand.
Okay.
Not like a truck, but like in the corner, like it was them and this other place as well. And like it's like a vegan place. But like, so they eventually were so popular that they then got a brick and mortar. And now I think they have 3 stores that they're actually like set up in.
And they're down by you?
They're Puyallup and Sumner. And their pizza is phenomenal. That's the place where I had the pickle pizza for the first time.
Oh,
with the ranch base instead of like marinara sauce, it was like a ranch base, and it's so good. Man. Oh, they apparently have a just peachy that involves dried peaches.
Oh, okay. See,
and ricotta cheese.
There we go. I've never been to an area, I'm sure there are other areas in the country that do this, but we have a lot of places that will do pizzas like that. Like just, I guess the Serious Pie style. I mean, they were the first place I've seen that does
funky, different.
Yeah.
Pagliacci's, they always had unique, different toppings.
And they mix it up, too, a lot.
Yeah.
Like, they usually have, like, their pizzas of the month and stuff.
Yeah, Pagliacci's is good.
Wicked Pine Puyallup, they've got some fun stuff there as well.
Fusion Sound Pizza down in Tacoma, they do a lot of good different stuff.
All right, well, there's a lot of places to visit here, man. You could really spend your life going to all the good restaurants.
Highly recommend Fat Zach's, though. I've been there a few times, and their pizza does not disappoint.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
So anyway, that's surprisingly, we were talking about food on Listeners on the Loose, but you get to pick the topic.
Okay.
You get to guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
This person says, speaking of food, no, I'm kidding now. We have something other than food.
Oh, really?
We'll come back to food. We got a lot of texts about food, of course. But this person said, I took your advice on Twitter, Migs, and I listened to the new Demi Lovato record, and damn, you were right. It does rock. This is crazy. Hashtag taste me.
Wait. I haven't even heard about this.
Okay.
Sarah's a Demi Lovato fan, so
Demi Lovato put out a record, and I was like, I don't know, let me just check it out. Every time I see like new releases on Apple Music, I'm like, all right, I like some of their stuff, so maybe I'll dig whatever it is. And every song rocks. Not like in like rocks, like awesome rocks. It is awesome, but it's a full-on rock record. It's not
really.
It's obvious it's a pop artist doing rock music because it's got a lot of poppy moments. But at times it makes me think of like pop punk. Yep. Other times it sounds like as if Demi Lovato's the new front person for Hole.
Yep.
Like there's like it's got like that kind of like poppy rock vibe to it. And every song I finally was texting Danny. I'm like, dude, if you haven't listened to the new Demi Lovato record, I think you'll really like it. And I've had a few other people say the same thing. Damien Stewart, the guy that helped break a lot of the great bands that we've heard here in the Northwest, like Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. He used to work at KSW. He replied to my tweet, and he's like, dude, this record's insane.
Wow.
I think you would like it a lot. Because
Vicky, send me a link to the name of the record. I'll throw it on my YouTube situation.
We did grab one song so you could get a taste of what it sounds like. This is the single.
Demi leaves rehab again. When is this gonna end? Sounds like a voice in my head. I can't believe I'm not dead. I'm alive by the skin of my teeth. I survived when it got harder to breathe. Asking why it doesn't make it easier. Go easier on me. God damn it, I just wanna be free. But I can't 'cause it's a disease. I'm alive by the skin of my
Like a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Especially in a world lacking a lot of rock music. It's like, that's a good bridge.
Let me ask you something, because Ed Sheeran did a song that never caught on that I thought was a really cool, like, rock song, but because it was Ed Sheeran, I don't know why. I thought that would be a hit. It feels like rock forgot pop, because every genre at some point has a pop version of it that, you know, that crosses over, but it's still considered whatever it is. But I don't know what happened to rock that we don't have a lot of that anymore. I really thought the Glorious Sons might be the band to do it, but it just didn't. I mean, they're good.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I feel like over time, maybe they could be that band, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
They definitely won over a large fan base, but more in Canada. In Canada, they're freaking killing it. They're playing stadiums at times.
Yeah. And rightly so. So, I don't know what's happening to rock where all of a sudden pop and rock just said we're having a divorce and we don't want to have anything to do with each other. But almost every successful rock band that I know of back in the day, to some degree, had a little pop in some of their catalog. Not all of it, but some of it.
I think it's always still been there. It's just been kind of it just hasn't been a format or a style of music that's been selling a ton of records recently. But I think I
hope it changes.
I mean, it's inevitable, you would think. At some point, there was once a time where people thought country music was dead.
Yeah.
When you think about like someone like, you know, around the Garth Brooks era, I mean, Garth was kind of like on his own level, obviously, but there was some artists where you're just like, okay, this is not a popular format or a popular style of music. And then all of a sudden it blew up again. I don't know when that's going to be, but I mean, I'm always going to appreciate a good rock song, a good pop song. And this was kind of a good marriage of the two. And so you listen to the whole record too, Danny, right?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of, now that we're getting into an era of where there's just a lot of crossover. I mean, even like you look at the Machine Gun Kellys and the Travis Barkers of the world, and they're putting out these records that they cross so many lines. It's considered pop punk, but there's hip hop vibes. There's this, that, and the other. And I kind of think that we hopefully will get into a spot where rock can break into just outside of what we normally expect rock to be, but it's still a rock music record.
Yeah, I mean, there's crunchy guitars throughout the entire record, which I was excited. It wasn't just a record of just, you know, synth and keyboards or things that are made to sound like guitars. Like someone said, Nita Strauss plays guitar on this as well, and Nita's an incredible guitarist. So it's good stuff. I mean, I was just like, yeah, you went into it. I'm like, I was not expecting that I was going to listen to this entire record while I was at the gym, and then I did. I was like, this is crazy.
And
Demi Lovato of all people. And I never had issues with what Demi Lovato's put out in the past, but it's never been rocking.
No, I mean, the closest was like what she did on Camp Rock on the Disney Channel show. And it was like, that was not even really rock, but that's at least they had real instruments with the Jonas Brothers.
And just the name Demi Lovato is going to have people go, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
You know, and that's the problem is I feel like there's been this, I don't know, man, like you're not legit if you have any sort of pop sound to your music at all in the world of rock. I just feel like that.
Well, we mentioned Daughtry earlier. I'm not like, Daughtry's not my cup of tea. I don't dislike him. That's not the style of rock that I'm a massive fan of, but I know people love him, but I feel like what hurt him was the fact that he was on American Idol. If he just came out as a rock artist that had a hit song, he probably would have been a monster hit with the rock audience, but people instantly said, nope, don't like him because he was on American Idol, even though he was a rock dude just trying to get his voice out.
Yes.
And you're going straight rock on that one. For me, it's like, you know, I've been a fan of pop punk since I was, 12 years old. And it's a genre of music that is not considered that great by, music professionals. I would argue that it's because it has the very catchy melodic hooks as opposed to just a straight up rock record. And, I've gotten crap my entire life of people who are like into the music critics and they're like, Blink 182, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, no, they did their own thing, and just because they have like the pop influence or they're singing about girls doesn't mean that it's not a great record.
Well, you take a look at Sweet Child of Mine. That song is catchy.
Of course.
But I wonder if it came out today, if there'd be people going, it's too pop. It's just too. It sounds like it's too much of a hit. Because I think of Sawed Off Shotgun, SOS by Glorious Sons. I felt like that song should be a massive, massive hit all over the place.
In the world of rock, it was. I mean, it wasn't on the level of like a pop star hit, but you're right. I think if that song came out in the 90s, they would have been millionaires.
Yes.
But this is a different time, obviously, with streaming and things along those lines. What I didn't know when someone texted in about is that apparently Demi Lovato in her earlier years had rock influences. And then, of course, as she got older, it kind of became more of a pop thing. And I was reading on Wikipedia, apparently there's a band called Dead Sarah that's pretty good. It's a female-fronted band. They're a pretty good rock band. Mm-hmm. And she went to one of their shows or heard one of their records, like, I got to get back into doing rock. And
that's cool.
So if I'm dead Sarah, I'd be like, well, hopefully I like the record. Otherwise, like, damn it, we influenced this. But, it's kind of cool. And the record's called, I can't even say the full name, but it's Holy F.
Oh.
But instead of a U, it's a V.
Oh, I see what they did there.
So there you go. Get the Demi Lovato record, Holy
For the
F.
kids.
Yeah. All right, then. Fancy. Nice.
So it's like, that just sounds like a whole ripoff. That song definitely has a whole... It sounds like a whole song. But other songs on the record don't.
I'm kind of tired of people saying, oh, this band is this ripoff, unless they're actually stealing the music from them illegally and they're not ripoffs, because every single band is influenced from a band that came before them. So
Vicky, you're right.
I get annoyed by that.
Yeah, Vicky, you're absolutely
right.
There
is a whole song off of the Celebrity Skin record that sounds exactly like that with the guitar part. The I can't remember the song offhand, but it might be Celebrity Skin for all.
But other people go, well, they sample stuff because they're fans, whatever. But if you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they have it. At least when I went, they had a great section. You pick an artist, and they tell you all the artist influence. And you get to hear that band's music because you'd maybe never heard of them. Like I remember going to Tom Petty, and they had all of the bands that he was influenced by, and you could listen to that music if you didn't know it. Yeah, Vicky's right. Everybody's influenced by somebody, and that's going to be in their music somewhere.
Of course. Danny, I don't know if you could quickly find Celebrity Skin on but like the song by Hole, it was like one of their singles. If you hear the beginning and then hear the beginning again of that Demi Lovato song.
I'd like to hear the both. Is someone going to get some money? Is Courtney going to get some cash?
I wonder. I think it's different enough that maybe that it wouldn't be like a legal issue, but it's got the same kind of like guitar beginning that the song that we just played, Skin in My Teeth by Demi Lovato has.
Because, back in the day... Oh, here we go.
Oh, make me...
Okay, now play the beginning of the Demi Lovato one again.
Demi leaves rehab.
It's different enough.
Yeah, but it's an homage, at least.
It definitely feels influenced by it, though.
I think that might be an homage, at least.
Yeah, hearing them back-to-back, I don't think there's a lawsuit.
No.
But... your mind does kind of have that, like, it sounds like a whole song.
It's actually funny that because I didn't even think about that whole song, but now that we did that, I'm like, oh god, that's all I can hear now.
Yeah,
that's a good catch, by the way, Steve. That because
they don't call me the catcher for nothing.
Oh,
wait a second.
Okay,
take that back.
Got a big question that needs to be answered. Not about Demi Lovato, but about Ryan Castle. What do Ryan Castle and Mountain Dew have in common? You're going to find out at 9:51 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Mountain Dew have in common?
Oh, it's terrible for your teeth.
Ryan Castle is. Don't ever put Ryan on your teeth.
Can be.
Oh, yeah. Because you have to rub them all around there, and then you get all, like, that's all you do all day long. You're just rubbing Ryan Castle off. That's not a good thing.
They both, I can't.
You would know.
Yes, I would. And I'm proud of it, Danny.
They both tickle your innards, was just texted in.
Oh, tickle my innard.
Yes.
All right. That's nice.
They both help keep Steve up at night.
Oh, boy.
You know it.
I'm not sure what that means.
Truckers love both in the overnights.
You're not sleeping on that stuff.
So, to celebrate the release of Mountain Dew's newest boozy offering in Nevada, the brand is asking fans to propose to a can of hard Mountain Dew, with one winner receiving an actual Las Vegas wedding ceremony to tie the knot. So they want people to marry a can of Mountain Dew.
Sure.
All right.
That's a pretty ring. I don't know if you get to keep it. The ring has like a little Mountain Dew logo inside of it.
All right. That is kind of wild. And you get that, one
that might be the most redneck thing I've heard all day.
Hey, how about that?
You have to consummate the wedding.
Oh, okay. No. You're going to get, if you get it, you get the ring, you get the, hey, guest of honor, you get to go airfare, 2 nights hotel stay at Little Las Vegas Chapel, and $1,000 as a wedding gift. Not a horrible deal. Yeah. Ryan Castle, don't know if he's in on this at all, but he might be part of it too. He does have a 12-pack for you.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
At Gaia Herbs, we work ridiculously hard, so our herbs work ridiculously hard for you. That's why instead of making gummies with refined sugar, we developed our own organic fruit-based formula, and why we handpick our leaves off our ginkgo trees to avoid whatever's on the ground, and why we test and retest everything in the lab for maximum potency, because the harder we work, the harder our herbs work for you. Explore our herbs at GaiaHerbs.com/hardestworking. That's GAIA herbs.com/hardestworking. Gaia Herbs, the hardest working herbs on earth.